this other word is not
Yeah.
including. So mentum is the root
Mentum,
from
right?
from ment, right? But the declension of mentum, it does not involve the letter e, which
Yeah,
I
of
just
course,
posted.
because there's different things, right? Like
Yes,
ment is
there's
from
different root
mentum.
words for different ideas. That is the
Yeah.
point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
And
Because
yes,
a lot
hammers can be
of
used as
vowels,
screwdrivers. It's fine.
a lot of
Well,
vowels.
you
we
say that,
use,
but I don't
they
like the
didn't-
analogy because it's like, what if it's more efficient than both the screwdriver and the hammer? That's all I'm saying. It's some new tool. It's like they know to kind of
Nail
look
guns.
under the first layer and
You'd
they
have
can
to point to
communicate
a
with
more
each other.
supreme root.
Well, yeah, like
So,
all
I mean,
law.
Gospel, is it like any possibility that the Proto-Indo-European root of ment is related to the word for mind in Proto-Indo-European? Like,
So
is that this? Mhm.
Latin is the okay. So Proto-Indo-European is a category that's kind of like a catch-all because
Mhm.
they don't know all of the influencing factors. It's like asking the question that's an unfalsifiable and or unprovable claim
Right.
because it's a catch-all. They don't know the influencing factors. Now, if you're in my camp and you believe that all these languages were actually created by God at a specific moment in time via the Tower of Babel, then that's what you believe, and you can base certain understandings about why there's differences between different languages. If you take a more evolutionary perspective on how language developed, then then you work that out to its logical end. You may have the conceptualization that there was an original single language and then it just got distorted over time. But then, do you also believe that there was a quote unquote culling of people at some time in the past, such as a worldwide flood or a local flood? Like, based on your beliefs about history, influence the type of quote unquote assumptions you're going to make about this concept. So
What about like
where
that's exactly why I asked why are boobs good, right? Because it depends on who you are, where you're from, right? Like if you're an 18-year-old man, you might have a different answer than an 18-month-old girl, right?
no,
There's
because she should
different
be
answers.
drinking boob water or milk out of there. You know?
Right.
She should love them too.
there's
Dementia, right? Like dementia, ment, and then you got the menti. Tracking back to mine.
Yeah, but that's TIA is its own suffix. It's not part of the ment.
Well, yeah,
like
it's not TIA for the record. It is
TIO.
actually just IA. So
okay.
Yep. So, and I can post
spaces.
I can post those.
Dementare. Oh, sorry.
So the suffix is IA from the word dementia. And then you've got the root in the word dement, which is MEN, which is associated with to think.
But why is it T?
Like if you go out of your
confusion.
mind, you're demented. You know.
Yeah, of
but
course.
Why is it dement instead of demens? Like, is that just something bad?
Yeah. So the different letter changes, there can be inclusions of the letter E, there can be conversions from S to T. All of that is influenced by the movement of people. When one people group takes over another people group, and then it goes vice versa, then it goes back and forth, you have influences on how words are pronounced, on how they're written. You have this nature of the letter F as in Frank and the letter S as in Samuel. And then you look at Old English and you look, well, gosh, F used to look a lot like S and vice versa. That's really weird. And then they're also pronounced very similar. You know, sometimes it's hard to distinguish whether or not that was an F or an S that the person said. Like, you have these really unusual phonetical phenomenon, and that's important. What you see is there were just influencing factors that perverted the language over time. That's how things changed. But in order to make the words flow better, people started saying instead of, gosh, I could use a crass example. Let me see if I can come with not a controversial or crass example. Okay, here's a good one. I'm gonna, right? Now, if enough Southern boys or whoever, I grew up in Georgia, and it was normal to say, I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to go to the store. Well, if you get enough people saying that, eventually you'll see things, and you'll see this in writing. IMMA.
Yeah,
I'm about
kind of.
to. I'm about to, or what, but
I'm a bee.
I'm a go.
I'm about to.
Yeah,
About
but
to.
That just me saying
IMMA.
we're fixing to. We're fixing
Yeah,
to.
Finna. I'm finna.
yeah, and there you go. That's a perfect example. I'm finna
I'm
go.
excellent in this language.
Exactly. There you go. So my point is, based on how the dialect flows and how popular that dialect is, that can influence the changing of words. So the whole S and T thing, it has to do with just the groups of people that were speaking in the way that they were speaking and how predominant they were.
Okay, so that
So I
was
want to
just
point out.
somehow like a phonological artifact just from the speaking. So sometimes it just influences the
That
endings
would
of these
be
things.
that would be my argument, and I believe this because of how I see the influences of German and French, and then a couple of other languages, of course, the Latin and the Greek, and how they influence the English language, and then correlating that to what is told. I understand that's what's told, and how do I really know? But it could be circular reasoning. I understand that as a potential valid point. I don't see it as that. I'm dissuaded from that just because the pieces go together too well in the puzzle. Um, but yeah, maybe I'm just all deceived on this.
But
I
you
don't
do
know.
agree that they can have a secret code where they break words up, and if they know to just break the words up and try to put the puzzle together, they
I
may be
believe
able to
hammers can be
find.
used as screwdrivers. Yes.
Don't you agree? It would
And I
be
don't
pretty.
think that,
It'd be pretty
listen, I'm not
effective to do
doing
it.
that facetiously. I'm not thinking that, I don't think that that's a straw man. I'm not being facetious when I
No,
say
no,
that.
I'm not. I wouldn't call that a straw man because I understand what you're saying. Just like you agree that would be pretty effective, though, right? I mean,
Okay, let me point out, I do have a bias. Okay, I am biased against word magic. I am biased against the teachings of Kabbalah, and as a result,
Good, good.
all of these discussions about how words, have these secret meanings and they can be used for this. I just feel like not you, but in general, people wind up playing into the hand that they didn't have to play into in the first place. It's like legitimizing the Ouija board or the voodoo doll. And you may think that has value. In my opinion, it only has the power you give it. That's my opinion. Okay.
yeah, but
Well,
See,
but
you
that's
should
the
still
outcome
try
about
to
court. Like
expose
every
it.
time you go to court, they say, do you understand, right? And you might think that they mean, do you comprehend the charges, right? But they're asking, do you stand under the authority of the court, right? And are they doing that on purpose? I would say, yeah.
It's
Well,
And
the
interpretation.
court's 100% uses word spells.
and
No,
right,
word
and then
spells
think
are
about
real.
the word in the
Do you
Bible.
think that a lot,
Hold
all
on,
of
I'm almost
the,
done.
okay, my bad.
Almost done. Sorry. And think about the word in the Bible, world, right? His words will be with you to the end of the world. The correct translation was age, but was it meant to deceive the reader?
Roboting.
yeah, the word aeon, it can be translated in many different ways.
Yeah.
And so can the word world. That's the whole thing. That's the whole point of word study when you're trying to properly understand what is being conveyed in any writing,
But
whether
to
it's the
address
writings of Plato or the writings of Jesus, or well, not his writings, but you get the point.
teachings, but to address the point, though, like with the word magic and Kabbalah, acknowledgement, of course, is not synonymous with avocation, though, right?
Or consent.
Right. Like, it's like I don't like that they lied about the Earth, but I'm still going to figure out what all their lies are.
I mean, I think making it conspicuous actually lessens its power because you're not allowing it to go to your subconscious mind immediately. I mean, so
In a way, I understand what you're saying, but I think it comes down to intention. So, like, the reason these word spells, I think, are amped up way too much by quote-unquote truthers, and I feel Gospel Bear coming from that angle of it, is because, like, really, if you have to use these words with these intentions to have any vibrational power, I think that they just use it as a form of communication, where they understand where the pieces go and what they mean, and they objectively in court say words to you that can mean different things, and it means a very
yes,
specific thing as how
100%.
they're using it, you know.
That's right. But they find these words. They choose the words. It's not like they came up with the word necessarily just for this purpose. So like what Larry or used to be Hank said, like understand. I think they just deliberately chose that word so that it could be interpreted in the way that he was positing that you're standing under them. But it does not mean it arose for that purpose.
Yeah, I mean, who cares? Who knows and who cares?
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, the word magic, that's real. I mean, we can't deny that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't.
I
You can't
wouldn't
really
deny
say who
that.
cares because, like, when you go to court, if you ever have to go to court, you need to know these things because they posture these words to you, and you can actually, if you know what they're trying to get you to say, it- like
Yeah,
kind of like Hank said, do you understand what I'm saying? If you
but
say yes, that means you are complying with their rules, that
Yes.
you're basically binding in contract with, yes, I want to play this game with you.
Yeah, you
right,
give them
I
your
agree.
consent.
That's why I brought it. That's why I keep bringing it up. You know, I'm saying, who cares about whether or not they came up with the word, and at the time that they made the word up, they were specifically planning to use it for some deception, or after the fact they found the words, picked the certain words to use for deceptions. Who cares about that part? That part doesn't matter. The part that matters is that they do use words with multiple
They are
meanings that
doing
are
this.
typically misunderstood to control and trick people, especially
That's
in
right.
court.
That is right. Okay, so when I misunderstood you when you said who cares, uh, you're right. Who cares? The fact is, they're using these words against us in this way because a lot of people don't understand. No pun intended. What they're doing and how they are basically giving themselves over in language to these principalities and power,
Yeah,
It's kind of like when a cop asks you for your ID and then demands you identify yourself after you've been arrested. In Texas, those are two totally different things. After you've been arrested, according to Penal Code 3802, you definitely have to give up your identification after you've been arrested. But until the point you get arrested, unless you're driving, right, which is a commercial term, which means that you're hauling goods or passengers, right? Unless you're
Yeah.
driving and you get pulled over, you don't have to ID ever unless you get arrested.
Yeah, if
So
if
you're
I'm just
traveling.
if I'm traveling and I get pulled over and they ask me for my ID and registration and all this bullshit, I literally don't have to give that to them unless they tell me I have broken a law and committed a criminal offense.
Well, no,
Unless
but
they detain you, right? Like you have to
if
ask
you
them.
don't know, then they're going to be assholes whether you know what they're
I
like.
know
Man.
that. We all know that. We all know
Yeah.
that. But that is actually
Well, I'm an
the
asshole to them
fact.
anyway, so it kind of
But that
works out.
Who
but
cares
the
if they're
fact
assholes?
the fact is that technically, we
Yeah.
know more about that than they do. Those cops
Yeah.
don't even they don't that's why they're assholes because 'cause they're like, "Who are you to stand up against me?" Because they don't even know better. They don't even know
I
better.
am the law. Like Judge
Yeah.
Dredd. I am the law.
Dude, I love it when they say that. When they say I am the law, I'm like, you're an idiot.
Dude, dude,
Wait, they
yeah,
say that?
you're no better than me, man. And I'm sorry, but no cops better than me, you, or anybody in this chat. They're just as equal as all of us.
This,
If anything, they may be a little dumber because
Yeah, they work
you
for us.
can't actually get a job as a cop if your IQ is too high because they don't want you to be very smart, is what I've heard. I don't know if that's a fact.
yeah, it's a fact
uh,
well, to be specific, it's a fact that it went all the way up in the courts, and they ruled on behalf of the government not hiring people, choosing not to hire people because they have too high of an IQ, because they will, quote unquote, get disinterested more quickly in the job.
Maybe
or
then
demand
abandon
higher
ship sort of thing.
pay. I'm
Well,
sure that's
it's
part
just
of
that
it.
they
They're
think
like,
they'll move on from the job. Because,
Yeah,
and the second reason that they said in the court case, because this is a real thing, it was actually 104 IQ ish, like average. They maintained it around like 104 or lower in this particular case. The other reason is they said that if you're too smart and there's a really dangerous situation, you'll be more hesitant to intervene.
right. You'll think about it prior to actually acting.
Yeah.
so this is a real thing. I just
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
this. I haven't looked into it, but I've always heard that, and I absolutely 100 believed it, because every cop I've ever encountered I thought was uh, pretty
To,
low
to,
IQ.
there are some that have decently like a little above average IQs. Like there are some higher ups. It's not like a rule across the board that like if you have 105 IQ or higher, you can't be hired. Just this specific case, which was that this guy grew up, wanted to be like a police officer this whole time, and then he studied for all the tests. He did amazing on the tests and aced everything. And they didn't want to hire him because effectively they rate you with these tests that are basically like IQ tests that has like an IQ equivalent or whatever. And yeah, like they thought he was too high, and they didn't want to. They have this policy effectively where they don't hire people with too high of IQs because they will leave and not act as quickly in dangerous situations. But the emphasis, their main argument in court, which the court agreed with, was that they will become disinterested. Like they have the right to hire accordingly to maintain and keep the the hire.
That way they don't have a turnover rate.
Yeah, effectively.
Yeah.
That's the
I
BS excuse, but I think that we all can put it together. They need people that are going to kind of blindly enforce things.
that is my understanding, is that they don't want somebody so smart that they question, why am I enforcing this law that makes no sense? It's totally unconstitutional.
Exactly.
That's why the higher IQs, then they'll probably go to the officer school to be trained differently from the people on the ground taking the orders from them.
They just want order followers. That's what they want.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever seen a lawyer's license to practice law? Anybody ever seen that?
Yes. I mean, unless
Yeah.
the certificate on their wall is not what you're talking about.
So they say you can go to jail, like, oh, Brother Warthel, right? He was in prison for practicing law without a license. So has anyone ever seen the license?
They definitely have. They definitely have a card, a bar ID, and a bar ID number. And
That's
the
not a
whole thing.
license.
Well,
Because
it's
that's
proof.
the
It's
only way
proof
they can
of.
get disbarred,
It's
And
proof of. It's proof of completing the requirements
bar,
of the
the bar.
licensing scheme. Well, yes, that's right. It's a licensing scheme.
That's just a secret club, though.
Yeah, it's not actually needed if that's what you're trying to drive home. It's also like a working relationship with the insurance companies as the third parties that really keeps the bankrolls coming. In case something ever happens, they pay the lawsuit. You have to have your insurance.
Even the lawyers, in my opinion, today are kind of stupid about the law.
Well, yes, that's correct.
So what is this that
they,
I posted in the chat? Sorry, Shayna. Sorry.
You're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just interrupted you.
You're fine. Go ahead.
Be it known that Dan Ratner, Esquire, having fulfilled the requirements of law, having been approved by the State Board of Law Examiners as entitled to license as an attorney and counselor at law, and having taken the oath provided by law, these presents, therefore, are two evidence that Dan Ratner is authorized to practice as an attorney and counselor at law in all the courts of the state of Texas, in witness whereof I here to set my hand and affix the seal of the Supreme Court at Austin the 13th day of May, A.D. 1968. Garson Jackson, clerk of the Supreme Court of Texas, with a seal and other symbols in the Supreme Court of the state of Texas.
That's basically a permit from the government for the licensing scheme. They try to
literally
say
says license. So
license
that was the question, right? So I was
people.
that's what you asked for, right, Hank?
Well, is that what you get when you become an officer, basically? Is that what you're...
No, this is for attorney.
No, just for a lawyer.
As a court.
Well, some would
police.
pedantically say there's a difference in attorney and lawyer, in a way that you can practice law without being an attorney.
Okay, it says attorney and counselor at law. I heard this statement that has anybody ever seen a license? I've seen this before in person, but then I also found images online, even to the relevance of the state of Texas.
Like that's the Hank, right? I don't know. Hank, you still
And from my understanding,
Yeah, I'm listening.
if you like want to go to the courts on your own without hiring a lawyer, you can't have like a friend that knows a lot about law that's not a lawyer be there with you. You have to personally do it yourself. You can't have somebody else, like a friend that can sit beside you and advise you, even though
help you.
they can't help you. You can't bring any outside help.
You have the right to counsel. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you have defense counsel.
No. You have the right to counsel, but when they say that, it has to be a licensed barred attorney.
Says who?
No, it could be a preacher.
It can be anybody.
You
can have a whole defense counsel. I was just in a federal court case, and that was in the judge's response. So
I just got out this morning, man. I got arrested last night. They took me up to the hospital, man. I was having some kind of like nervous breakdown, to be honest. And the police took me up to the hospital, and I tried to escape. And they fucking bent me up like a fucking penknife. They're like dragging me all over the place, saying, "Stop, man, stop." I never done a fucking thing. And they done me with threatening behaviour, resisting arrest. And I got fucking kept in the police station overnight. I just got released this morning. Fucking assholes, man. I never done fucking nothing.
Okay, so I'm sorry all that happened to you, man. But so y'all are telling me, you're telling me that I can have a person that knows the law that's not necessarily an attorney and is a friend of mine.
You can get a disbarred attorney.
But can you get a person that knows? Somebody who's never been an attorney that has never had a?
Yes, you could.
Yeah, like the federal judge, when they read my motion and then responded after the government's response, and then they ruled and issued an order. The judge did. He was saying he assumed that I had like a lawyer or an attorney or a defense counsel. He acknowledged all the things I could legally have, and let me know that if I, for example, with a discovery, not to share it outside of those types of parties. Meaning, you can choose any defense counsel, people that you trust to help give you advice about.
And they can sit there they can sit there in the courtroom and stand up and speak to the court with you, or do they have to speak to you and you convey or whatever? How does that work?
Well, I would say that's probably even rarely tried, and that's something that should just be done because just subjectively you can have defense counsel, but maybe you would have to talk. But if that person can sit at the table with you and have stuff for you and talk to you.
And I only say this because what we talked about earlier is just like doctors. They've got a degree to be doctors, but doctors don't know everything. They're practicing medicine. They don't know everything about like literal medicine and holistic and everything, So I think a lot of people would. There's a whole ton of people I know that know more about the law than lawyers do, as far as my actual rights. Because I was talking to a lawyer because my son
All
had
lawyers
got
do is the same thing a doctor does. Look on the internet for the information.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So
Google it.
I'd rather have a group of my people that I know and I know what they know about laws like we're talking about representing me and helping me be my defense, whatever you said, and not hire a lawyer because they would probably do a way better job than a lawyer would.
Well, then you just have
Austin,
someone help you and write it, and you send under your name. What's up, bro?
is that when you got arrested? That I'm not sure where it was, but on the camera when they told you to turn your shit off. Is that what the case you're speaking about?
Yeah. No,
So have
actually,
you
no. I
still
was
got
actually.
to go up for that shit?
I've already gone to court and been found guilty on the charge. But actually, the story I was saying was actually from the 2 days later one in Yellowstone. But whatever.
And
What's the case
did
then?
it
What
turn out?
happened? How did it
Yeah.
turn out? Did you get a fine or what's the deal?
Yeah, $100 fine for each charge, $200 plus court costs,
Fuck's sake, man.
and then the other one, Yellowstone, was
So
500 and
you lost.
A bunch of
But
assholes.
I expect
What
I predicted on my YouTube numerous times that I wouldn't win in the lower court.
That sucks.
No,
what
it doesn't.
specifically was the charge? Was it
Yeah,
just
No,
was
it
it just
doesn't. It doesn't because I didn't. I want them to have to rule on the motion up in the court.
then you've got
Why?
some ammunition.
Well, no, I just think it's funny. Like I knew they were gonna put me in jail and whatever, man. Like I'll take it. I'll go down swinging and get hit in the mouth a little bit because the civil suit just becomes so much more legitimized. And then the Yellowstone guy actually put me on unsupervised probation for a year. The civil cases are going to be so legendary. Right now, I filed a notice of appeal, and then I get to do oral arguments in front of a panel of judges about my motion and how the judge ruled on it.
What? So part of your probation?
Are you going to the next? You're going to the next circuit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I take it part of your probation is
You're always going to lose in the lower courts because they're not going to ship you up there unless you.
Is that the case, Austin? You're not allowed to do what you got charged. Well, put on probation.
Of course. I got banned specifically from Yellowstone for a year, and they have had me banned for like the 7 months since it happened. So it's crazy. They worked with Rushmore, knew we were flat earthers, then censored us, told me I couldn't do anything else that day there, even though there are technically First Amendment areas. But nope. And then, in fact, he said, "You need permit for any First Amendment activity in the park," which is 61 miles, by the way.
Isn't
Like 2 million acres.
Isn't that public property?
Yeah.
So I take it that's part of your constitution and that you need a permit for any amendments.
Yeah, that's
No,
why
you should need a permit to go film on public property, especially a federal park.
I'm surprised you don't need a permit to apply for a permit.
That's the thing.
They're trying to say you can't use amplified.
They're trying to say you do.
They don't. Okay, the government. There's two major free speech things that will change the course of free speech in American history. Period. And it's First Amendment areas and amplified speech. And,
is that just talking loud?
Using something to amplify your voice.
What? So even if you got like one of those cardboard sort of cones that kind of look like a megaphone type, a DIY one, would that count as a loudspeaker?
I don't know. If you're like yelling,
that, bro.
If you're really being loud, yelling in it, then they'll come get you.
That's ridiculous.
Wow.
But I have no idea. I've never tried that because that's not what. That's stupid. Like I have the right to be heard. So
of course.
Hey, by the way, what's it? That guy you sent me from Texas, like he's really fucking smart, dude. Talking about how he baits them into violating the law, and then calls the cops on them, and then gets like a whole bunch of like people in trouble for saying, "Oh, you shouldn't have said that because it says right here that you got to do this." And
exactly, bro.
Oh man,
Is it
James?
Is it James? Gibson?
Randy Kelton.
Oh, okay.
Rule of Law Radio.com.
I think I got James's name wrong. James, James Freeman. You ever watch him?
Freeman.
Yeah, he does a lot of that First Amendment.
Yeah, he's a little too radical for me.
I don't know if I'd use the
everybody's
word radical. I think he's more he really likes debate, and I don't really
he
like
is
that
right,
either.
though.
But
The cops are the sovereign citizens.
yeah, he is right about that. But
Yeah, if you watch that video,
I support
it's like,
all the First Amendment auditors and the Second Amendment auditors because I even if I don't agree with their tactics, I still support them and think that they're awesome. I love them because they're actually out there really trying to stand up for our rights that are our everybody's rights. They're not standing up just for their own rights, they're standing up for all of our rights.
yeah, my
For
favorite
free.
one is Rights, like Know Your Rights, Crispy.
Yeah, know your rights.
Rights, Crispy. Sorry, bro, you're roboting.
Definitely not the government that give us the rights. Oh, my sorry, folks. My Wi-Fi comes. That. And how do you think?
You're still roboting. Yeah, we got rights. We got inalienable God-given rights. Unalienable.
Right, check.
Yeah, you're better now. Go ahead.
100%. 100%.
It's just it's the lack of satellites in space that's my problem here. Sorry, we're Scotland. We're good.
Yeah, so I was going to say that one of his videos, he's got like this, like some Fed guy, and he's explaining what sovereign citizens are. And then he'll play a little bit of the video and be like, sovereign citizens are people that think the laws don't apply to them. And then they'll show like a video of the cops like blatantly acknowledging that law doesn't apply to them, right? We can carry a gun in the police station because we're cops. What about civilians? No, you can't do that. Well, it's the law, right? Yeah. Well, how come you get to do it? Well, because we're cops. And then it'll say something like, you can tell a sovereign citizen because they usually write exempt over their license plate, or they'll write something special on their tag so that you can spot them easily. And then he goes up to a police car, and right there where the tag is supposed to be on the license plate, it says exempt. And then he'll say something like, you can spot a sovereign.
Their tint's way darker. They can speed down the road without their lights on. They of course, they are above the law.
Then he says you can often see gang signs.
Did you know that you can get a license like that too,
side.
and you don't have to be a cop?
I didn't know that. But anyway,
sorry. Say that again.
It's called a private license.
The biggest thing they've normalized is something called a Terry stop. And it's
you can get private plates for your cars and all that, is what I'm saying. And they'll say exempt right on, just like the police car does.
Yeah, but they're gonna say, whoa. They're totally gonna harass you.
I doubt it. It's the same kind of license plate they have. Why would they question it? Now, if you're breaking the law, then yeah, they're gonna come after you, but they're not gonna just pull you over. Trust me. It's kind of like county cars. Trust me.
Yeah, I hear somebody that said, "Can you hear me?"
Yeah. Okay. So there's something called a Terry stop, and it's built off the idea of an objectively reasonable mistake. The cop doesn't violate your Fourth Amendment if it was an objectively reasonable mistake. And Terry law builds even further into that idea, where it's like if they feel they need to for their safety, they can just search you right then and not violate your First Amendment or Fourth Amendment. And it's
the Terry law is bullshit. It's against the Constitution. The Terry law is illegal.
Yeah, and
but the Supreme Court ruled on it. Terry versus Ohio.
There's something else in that same ballpark, which is the Fourth Amendment, because that's a really important one, right? Because if the cops can just come up on you and do whatever they want, there is no such thing as freedom. And if they can just run up in your house next, right? I mean, you have to physically stop them, which some of us would maybe. But anyway, yeah. So the point is that it's right in front of everyone what they're doing, and they've now extended it from an objectively reasonable mistake of facts, meaning there's like some tragic ones that are kind of famous, right? Like this boy in the park had a water gun. It looked like a real pistol, and he ended up getting shot by the cop. But that was an objectively reasonable objectively reasonable mistake of
How little of a boy?
fact. I think
9
How
years
little
old.
was he? 9.
How,
Okay, that's okay.
how
There might
many
be.
times
It
have you
depends on how big the
seen
kid is. Like,
but you get
the?
the idea. The idea. Like
Have
that
you
cop
seen the?
wasn't responsible because it was an objectively reasonable mistake of fact, and they ruled that because it looks like a real pistol. So that's
Wow.
I'm telling you, this is how they're getting so corrupt right under
Also, they got off
everyone's
with
nose, and no one knows what's going on. And some of us found out some big lies, and we're trying to like kind of scream it from the cage in the corner on the internet. They shadow ban, but it's like this is what's really happening. They're normalizing this crazy invasion of unalienable rights, and no one even notices it. But if that precedent gets fully
nobody,
set
nobody
in,
cares to fight it. Everybody
well, they're gonna
has work
care.
to
They're
do.
gonna care when it's too late because if they get the whole framework built, that's when they're gonna use it. And once they can use all that, what can you do?
Of course, I agree with you. Trust me,
Or
I'm on your
like
side. I'm just
with it,
saying that their excuse will be, oh well.
with it. I'm sure you and probably everybody here all knows about Ruby Ridge, right?
No, never heard of it.
Ruby
Never.
Ridge.
Look up Ruby Ridge. It's kind of like you've heard of Waco, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ruby Ridge happened around. I don't know if it happened around the same time, but you should look up Ruby Ridge. It's insane. The ATF and the FBI showed up in the mountains, surrounded some people's house, a house. It only had like 5 people in it. They shot a teenage boy, shot the family dog, and the mother came out the door with the baby, holding her baby, and they shot her.
Jesus Christ, man. Is the baby okay at least?
I don't know. I'm
That's
pretty sure
why
the
I
baby.
said
I'm pretty sure the
sometimes it's
baby.
better to have your own.
Okay.
You're lucky.
That's
At
terrible.
least in the UK, there's barely anyone's got guns unless you're like deep in the sort of criminal network.
So, in summary, you got the first 5, right? The first one is be able to say what you want to, specifically critique the government freely without them censoring you from being able to do so adequately. Number 2, the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, which enforces all the rest of them. And then the third one is that a soldier can't force themselves into your house in a time of war, something they have to have the owner's consent. And then the fourth one is the protection against them illegally searching and seizing you and your property. And then the fifth one is the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself. Yo, dude, if they start chipping away at all angles of these things,
Of
and I
every
mean,
single
The Fourth
one of those.
Amendment, the language is a little different. Your papers and your person. Now, what is your person?
Anywhere I'm
Right? What
at.
do they always seize? They always seize your name in
I
all
mean, in your
caps, right?
body, on your body, anything that's attached to you, I
Your
guess.
pockets, your jacket, your pockets, your bag, anything, I suppose.
Well,
I
what's
would
funny is that
say
I didn't
person
think
is
this was true,
anywhere
and I
I'm
live in
at.
California. But when I called out to the cop, I was approached by the cops in the dark. I don't know if I told this story to everybody, but I was approached by the cops. I don't know, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and they were very rude, right? And I made it clear from the beginning that I'm not giving them any information except my name, and they're not searching me. And if they try to, then I'm gonna file suit on them. I just told them straight up right there on the spot. They didn't ask me for anything. They didn't ask me for ID or anything. They asked me who I was and where I lived, and that's all. And I gave them that information because I figured that's the only thing I'm legally supposed to give them. And then they were still rude to me. They still made me sit on the concrete, even though I have a bad back and I'm disabled, and humiliated me by making me sit there for almost an hour. While he sat there and asked me why I had an attitude, I said maybe I have an attitude because you guys can lie to me, and then if I lie back to you because I think you're being a jerk about it, or because I think you're trying to get information you don't have a right to know, or that I don't have the information but you're trying to be a bully, I said I have a right to say no, and I have a right to tell you I don't want to talk to you. So why do you have an attitude? What are you coming to me in the dark and don't even identify yourself as a cop? I said if I would have had a gun, I could have shot you. I said, you guys aren't very smart. I said, I have a means to actually call your boss and find out what the fuck's going on here. Why you sent 5 cop cars and a helicopter to go after 2 old men walking in the dark? It don't make any sense to me, bro. It was crazy.
I have a, that is crazy.
And then
dude.
some guy tries to run my buddy over and right in front of my house, and I got it on video, and the cops won't do anything about it. It's just amazing what they get away with.
how long ago were both of those things?
How long ago? Now, this thing was like 3 days ago, 4 days ago.
What about the other?
This guy hit my buddy's car. He hit and run. And then when my buddy came over here to tell me what was going on and call the cops, the guy showed up and he came by the house and he was like cursing at him. And my buddy walked out there on the sidewalk and he turned around and he came back by and he tried to hit him. And I got it on video. And we showed the cops, and the cops were like, well, what about this rock you picked up after he drove by and tried to hit you, and then you picked up a rock and threw it at him? I said, really, bro? That's what you have? That's the question that you're asking. Why did you throw a rock at his car after he tried to run you over? You know what, bro? You're lucky. You know what I mean? If I would have had a gun in my hand, I would have shot the guy, right? You know, it's like, give me a break. Like, what would you have done, bro? Somebody tries to run you over with their car, I don't care. And then they already hit your car already, you know what I'm saying? And then you call the cops, and not only do they not show up, after 8 hours, you finally just say, screw it, I'll just file a police report myself. I'll come down there the next day. And then and I give him the video that came off my cameras out in front of my house, and he takes that down there, and the cop shows up here, and he shows him all the evidence and everything. And the cop says, okay, well, blah, 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 blah. And he mumbles something, then he walks away. And I'm like, what happened? And he basically tells me, he goes, well, he has to go and try to talk to the guy and blah, 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 blah. And so we don't know what's going on. It doesn't make sense to me. I thought hit and run was a felony. And I thought assault with a deadly weapon, you know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much anytime you swerve your car. I mean, literally, you could see on the video that the other cars coming the other way turned. But anyway, I'll shut up.
Yeah, no, that's attempted murder if you try and like drive your car towards someone. I know that in the UK at least.
Assault, right? Well, the cop didn't seem too worried about it. He was just like, yeah.
Most of them don't give a fuck, man.
It's almost like we're bothering him, you know, like, I don't have time for this shit right now, man. That's basically his attitude.
Yeah, man.
Well, maybe I was wrong, you know, he was nice and friendly and all, don't get me wrong, you know, he was, you know, but it was like, my wife witnessed it, plus I've got a video of it. So it's like, it's not like we don't have, you know, you know what I'm saying? It's like, almost like why bother even calling the cops? Just call a lawyer. It's better to do that because even you're never going to even get a police report because they don't want to get involved because they know it's just going to be a lawyer thing and they don't want to get in the middle of it and get tied up and end up, you know, per diem going to court for 6 months or something. I don't blame them. But in a way, it's just that it's wrong, and it's like it's not right that they're able to get away with that. It's just not. They should be responsible for themselves if they're not following the rules. If they break the law, then they should have to pay for it. Otherwise,
they should be beyond reproach, bro. Like they should be fucking more the adherence to the law from them than anyone. They should be like beyond reproach.
They should. Well, the problem is
guns and helicopters probably gives them the upper hand, right? Like, I don't think we need to give them any more upper hand than that, do we?
Well, we give it to them anyway. People are so scared to talk to the cops. One thing I was going to say. One thing I was going to say about the whole person thing, Whitsit, I don't know if I'm right about this or not, but is the reason that they say, do you have anything on your person? Because they're asking you, the straw man who agreed to come into this society and do these things, do you inside of that person, that body, have anything on that body? Like, do you see what I'm saying? There's the straw man and then there's the person. Does that am I right about that? Nope. I don't know.
The straw man is the person. See, your persona is whatever mask you're wearing at the time. So, like me, I've had multiple jobs, so I've worn multiple hats. Each hat is a persona. So I've been a pizza guy, I've been a roofer, I've been a factory worker, I've been a babysitter, not professionally, but you get the point, right? So the thing is that we're all men and women, right? But when they summons, which another word for summons is seance, when they call forth the dead and you show up and you say, that's me, well, there's different rules for the living and the dead, isn't there? So you don't get any trouble if you cause harm, injury, or loss to a dead man because he's dead, right? So you show up as a general appearance and you're basically saying, yeah, that's me, right? And then you get pissed off and you cry and you say, it's not fair. They put bonds on me and they put me in a dungeon. It's like, well, you went in there and told them that you were that person that they created. So they have, it's a maximum of law. What you create, you can control, right? So they created the person. You said, that's me. You should not have said that. You shouldn't have said that. You should have said, I'm making a special appearance as the living, breathing man. right? But as soon as they call your name, as soon as you make the first step, you start uttering those words. I'm making a special appearance as the living, breathing man, here on behalf of the matter to settle the matter.
Okay, thank you for that.
I'm just saying, you don't want to contract with every crackhead that comes and tries to rub a greasy rag on your window. You know, if he's got a clean rag, right, and he's providing you a service, you might want to contract with him. But if you pulled the rag out of Burger King's trash bins and they were used all day to wipe down a greasy surface, you probably don't want that dude rubbing his dirty rags all over your windshield.
I hope that's all he's rubbing.
Yeah, usually I don't let him do it no matter what.
Unless you're having a DMT experience, that might be interesting.
I'll be like, dude, take the rest of my ones, or take all of this cash. Don't fucking touch my car. Was that a little rude, or did that go too far?
I laughed.
Okay, that's all that matters. One person laughed. Got it.
You got low.
I just didn't think everybody wanted to hear me get.
Giggling is better than not hearing the giggling, I've found.
We all laughed, but we didn't want you to hear it.
Right.
Like,
don't let me hear it. Don't let me think I'm funny.
Wait, was that supposed to be a joke?
Hell no,
I don't get glad. Like, you're like saying you're going to give him all your money and you didn't want him to touch your car? Like, wouldn't that just, like, encourage him to keep touching your car and other people's cars? I mean...
Well, maybe, I don't know. I was just going to say, like, I've done it where I've had, like, a couple ones on me, and dirty guy with a dirty rag comes up, and it's dripping, and he's about to put it on my car, and I quickly roll down the window, and I shake the money, like, hey, no, it's fine, and he knew what I was saying, like, don't touch my fucking car. I was like, it's fine, thank you, here, take this. Shit. Austin, Texas, baby.
And watch him go after it. Hopefully,
well,
that's
fucked up, dude. Because it's windy in Texas usually, so he would. I just like drop it and then I
later,
pull away, and that's the worst.
You light the rag on fire and you leave it there and you drive away.
What? Man, rookie, I thought I was being a dick. Never mind.
Oh, I've had a day of it, bro. Trust me.
I know. It sounds like you have, buddy. Sounds like you have.
I have.
Is the soap in Texas flammable?
Yeah, that's it.
Made out of pig lard.
Well, he said he might have got him out of the dumpster over at Burger King or something, didn't he?
Could be anything.
I was just thinking a greasy rag, and then you just throw the 5 out, and he'll chase after that. He'll drop the rag, then you just light it on fire. That way you can't try to use it again.
So I pay $5 to light a homeless man's rag on fire.
It sounds like a fair trade-off.
Is that really what we're talking about right now?
It's kind of like some perverts, trying to rub his what on, something of yours that you don't want him to. You're like,
no, I don't know. His elbow? What are you talking about?
Really, it's like the homeless guy is putting his hands in your pockets. When you say, yeah, that's me, like you're letting like some stranger put his hand in your pockets and like take out whatever he wants. And if you don't got enough to pay for it, well, you can pay for it with your body. So
he'll take a chunk of butt.
Just bully you and we'll beat the crap out of you instead.
Yeah, and that's why I sleep so good at night, because I don't put my hands in other men's pockets and take their money. I don't know how lawyers sleep. I don't really do.
Now, if they offer it to me, it's a whole different.
Now, if they're a constitutional defense lawyer,
yeah,
right. I was going to say that there's different types of lawyers. So if they're like just a business person, handling business between corporations, they're probably not as evil as the DA, right? Or the defense attorney who doesn't care that this person is harming people. They found a loophole and they're going to get them off, right? So yeah, I don't think all lawyers are bad, but the worst ones, in my opinion, are the divorce court lawyers. Those are
they have to be. They got to be ruthless. Yeah, and I think that you're right on that one.
I'd say not all lawyers, regardless.
Not all lawyers.
They think they're like
Listen, there's criminal law. There's other kinds of law. The criminal law lawyers, I both feel bad for and have no sympathy for. It really all depends on the case and their history. If they're even used to litigating, if they're used to being in the courtroom or not. Like, this is all a factor. Yeah. What's that? Oh, you're roboting. That's why. Okay. Anyway, both of my parents are lawyers, and none of them ever did criminal law or spent any time in courtrooms. Not really. It was all...
Well, probably do tort law, trust law.
My mom does trust law, contract law. Yep.
Yeah, she's probably not an evil person. She's just getting everybody to, go along with what they said they were going to do. She enforces the contract.
She's not evil.
She's enforcing the law that they said they were going to adhere to.
Yeah, she basically helps right now supplement companies put the right shit on their labels and make sure they don't get sued for having the wrong shit and not representing it on their labels in their products. That's usually what she's doing.
False advertising.
Right, and you can get in huge trouble for that. Huge trouble.
So in other words, she trains, her clients how not to get totally screwed out of a lot of money from other lawyers.
That's part of it, but what she's really doing is she helps construct the contract language, and so that she's responsible for the contract language and how it's written up and everything, and then they're responsible for acting within the law. So if you can only have 2% creatine instead of 2.5% creatine in the supplement you're making legally, you have to bring it back down to 2%, and that's that. That kind of thing. So yeah, you're right about enforcing the laws, but it's like it doesn't. She's not saying, hey, don't go to this guy because he's more expensive or blah blah blah. These people will pay whatever they want to get their supplement on the market.
Yeah. Basically anything.
Huh?
And basically anything they can do to get whatever they've got into the sort of zone of the public.
Well, the main thing that she does is she helps people navigate the FDA.
Like the same sort of federal drug. Like how they can get away with putting the natural flavour in, like those aborted fetal cells and stuff that they use for sweetener, and they class it as natural.
Yeah, because they can say that corn syrup is natural, not high fructose, but because of the process, I guess. But corn syrup itself comes directly from a plant, and they're like, well, it's natural, and it's so bad for you.
Like aspartame, it's the feces of genetically modified E. coli, but that's natural.
Yeah.
Is it really true that the sugar from vegetables and fruits are actually bad for you, or is it the process that they put it through?
It's the process and the fact that it's concentrated. It's like if you were going to eat an ear of corn, you were going to get the same amount of plant sugars as you would if you were to just distill the plant into just the oil or the sugars, right? So, but the problem is you're introducing it to the body in a way the body's not prepared to handle it. Your body's supposed to get all those nutrients by breaking down the whole food. This is the whole thing behind juicing.
Oh, I see.
Everybody thinks
it's upping your blood sugar.
Yeah, it helps your blood sugar and everything, and it helps digest itself through because of the fiber. You get rid of most, if not all, of the fiber when you juice things. People are like, oh, I'm going to juice everything. It's like, dude, you're getting maybe 20-30% tops of what you think you're getting from that fruit. So anyway, I got to run. Boys and girls.
You just use a smoothie version. You just grind it up small, and it turns into a paste, and you add some water to it to make it thin enough to drink, right?
I mean, you can make a lot of stuff out of fruit and not destroy it, for sure.
Well, I stopped drinking Coca-Cola and shit like that. I do drink quite a lot of sort of Tropicana fruit juice. I think that's got to be not quite as bad for me as Coca-Cola, surely.
Coke and Pepsi are the worst because they put. Well, I'm not going to say because.
No, don't get me wrong. I enjoy Coca-Cola and Iron Brew especially, but I just thought I've kind of switched over to fruit juices. I know there's just as much sugar in them, but I think it's got to be not quite as bad as Coca-Cola, surely.
Well, I'm not saying that I'm a doctor or a nutritionist or nothing because I'm not. But my personal opinion, just from my history with foods and being heavy and being thin, I can tell you honestly, it depends on how your body metabolizes it and how much you consume. Like a little bit of soda isn't going to hurt you, but if you drink a lot of it, there's a lot of chemicals in the soda that you don't realize are in there. And drinking a large quantity of those chemicals are actually bad for you, whereas maybe the sugar isn't maybe necessarily as bad for you depending on your age and how well you metabolize it, right? You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, thin people, they burn energy and they can eat sugars a lot, and it doesn't seem to like mess them up or make them, like hurt them physically. Maybe in the long run, but you know what I'm saying? Not right away. Whereas on the other hand, if you're already heavy and your heart's already struggling, and then you force large amounts of sugar, you could end up with problems, right? Because you're adding two bad things, or 3 or 4 of them, whatever the case is.
Yeah, I've got to admit I eat a lot of sugar, chocolate, the fruit juices like I just explained. Plus, sugar's in just about everything you eat if it's kind of processed from stores. So I must eat a hell of a lot. If I counted up over the course of a week how much sugar I ate, it would be quite ridiculous, to be honest.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know, but sugar's bad by itself, but because of the way it's processed. My grandma told me she worked at C&H. She worked at I won't say what company, C and whatever. You know what I mean? She worked at a sugar factory of some sort when she was younger, and she said that if I saw some of the stuff that came in with the stalks of, plants and stuff, and some of the stuff that could fall in there by accident, that you probably wouldn't want to eat the sugar. And I was like, really? And she goes, yeah, trust me. She goes, I use it sparingly just for that reason.
That's what people at the butter plant say too. They're like,
kind of like
I don't eat butter. They say they make their own butter.
My mother's friend used to work at, I don't know if you've heard of it in the States, but used to be a drink called Vimto, Vimto, and she was explaining to me that it's like these big huge vats of fruit that's like moldy, and it's like all the stuff is draining out the bottom of it, and it's just basically just a vat that keeps on getting like filled with all the worst like batches of fruit you could get, the stuff that can't be used for canned fruits or any meals or anything. It's like the worst of the
Never
worst.
heard of it, but yeah, that sounds great.
Oh man, but I still used to continue to drink Vimto. But in the UK they put out a sugar tax, and basically almost every kind of soda got aspartame put in it. It was a way of them sort of crowbarring the aspartame into almost every juice.
Oh wow, really? Starting to put the fake sugar in there instead. Aspartame, and there's a couple others too, yeah, that they use.
Okay, I gotta ask the question for the etymology of aspartame, right? Because if it really is fecal matter,
I always wondered the same thing, bro. That's one I just never looked up. Asp, yeah, does it have to do with?
Do you find that out? Like, who's the first person to find that out, man? And how? It's like, what? Have you ever heard of the cheap vanilla extract that goes into cheap ice cream? It comes from the rectal cavities of beavers. What the fuck?
Yeah, I've heard of
it. I mean, who looked up a beaver's asshole and says, I'm going to see if that's sweet? I mean, what the fuck, man?
Well, I guess somebody at some point picked up a beaver or got in a fight with it, and then they got some of that oil on their hands from their bottom, and then they went, wow, that stuff smells good.
That tastes like fucking ice cream.
What other logical explanation would there be? I mean, I'd hate to wonder, like, wow, they really figured it out.
It was the Germans.
Maybe it was just some weirdos, some weird, pygmies. I don't know, man.
Probably somebody fucking into beaver ass.
Or some creepy hillbilly somewhere up in the hills somewhere just figured out and be like, hey man, check it out. I found this stuff. It tastes great.
And they'd probably been eating it for like decades before it came into the market. It was probably like a normal thing. Let's go get some beaver ass.
Why you gotta blame it on the Appalachians?
We blame it on whatever you want. I don't know if they still do it anymore. I mean, I haven't seen that on the list in any products in a while, but I'm sure it's possible to still be around.
Aye, vanilla definitely. I mean, it's probably like over a year since I last I pointed it out to someone in a shop, but yeah, vanilla is definitely still kicking about. I remember pulling
They're
that
usually in like industrial like ice creams that aren't really like real cream. They're like ice cream product or whatever they call it. They put a lot of that kind of cheap stuff in it, like a lot of vegetable oils, synthetic oils, and like
nasty
synthetic
shit.
or not synthetic sugars, but you know what I mean, like concentrated sugars, like dried
refined,
what
really
is it called?
extremely
Like
refined.
palm what do they call them? Dates. Like they use dates and things like that, palm oils and things like that. It's like really bad for
So
you.
you're telling me somewhere there's a farmer and he's got like beavers, and then someone comes up and is like, "Why are you farming beavers, bro?"
I don't know
Like,
how
yeah,
that
we're
works.
breeding. This is a beaver farm.
Maybe you
We're
should check
breeding beavers over here.
you should check the files
Like,
of how it's made.
and then they're going to be like, "Yeah, well, we got bats too. Batshit crazy beavers."
I forget where I found that out the first time. I think it was some uncle of mine that told me about it the first time, a long time ago, like when I was a kid. And then it just from there I carried it on a little bit and told the story. And then I've heard it many other times from other people that enhance the story. But I don't know if it's really true or not, to be honest with you. I just know that supposedly they named the name of the chemical or whatever, and you can look for it. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't remember. I didn't really do a lot of research on it, so it's possible it's just a
An old wives' tale. Vanilla. Is it vanilla or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Well, I don't think it's well. Maybe it's vanilla in wherever you happen to live. I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but I know that there is a chemical that they do use, but I'm not sure how it all works. Or
the beaver stuff. Well, as far as
yeah, I know.
the
I know what you're talking about. I've heard the story, but I said I've never really like followed it to the actual end of like research.
It was actually on mainstream TV that I saw it. But I also saw it on. They were talking about how you get like breakfast cereals fortified with iron, and
You do
I
know
saw.
what they say about TV, right?
Oh well, I saw it on YouTube years before, and it said that iron particles like iron dust is put in, and it's not biologically available to the human body. And I kind of took it with a pinch of salt. And then there was this program on TV called "What's in Your Food."
Did you ever try it? Because I did.
No, well, since then, because I saw it where they got a neodymium magnet and they literally dragged a cornflake across the top of the milk, and I've never ate cereal since. I sometimes buy organic cereal from the health food shop. It's got no added metal, but it's literally anything fortified with iron. Food grade iron is literally iron dust. Which to me is
Can you imagine if we got
iron.
like a whole bunch of 5 years old, right? Instead of calling it kindergarten, we just said grade 0, right? And we were like, look, we're going to teach you like the real in this private school, right? This isn't public school, so you're about to learn what's really going on. First of all, no Santa Claus. They made that shit up. Tooth Fairy? Mm-mm. Easter Bunny? Mm-mm. Next, beavers are real, however, right? And this is what you don't want to do. You don't want to show them a video, right, of how they make the ice cream. It's like, you don't want to eat this.
Yeah, maybe you should,
shit.
and then they'll stop eating it, and they won't get.
Right. And when you get older kids, when you get elected, right, this is the stuff that they say that's bad. This is called marijuana, right? So beaver bunghole flavor, perfectly legal.
My point
marijuana,
was they do it to
bad.
advertise.
Okay, so we got to get this changed by the time you're 100 years old. Okay.
Yeah, man. The war against beaver ass additives.
I almost feel like Santa Claus is predictive programming.
But I never believed in Santa Claus, man. I was in children's. I got put in care in local authority children's homes when I was 7 years old. So I've never believed in Santa. Never, even when I was a kid.
Man, people will believe anything though.
Yeah, they tell you about Santa, right? This guy, he's all knowing, right? He lives above the top of the world, right? And he knows everything, and he knows if you're going to be naughty or nice, so he's all knowing, right? He can deliver all the kids' presents in one night, so he's all powerful, right? It's like you turn 5 years old and you're like, wait a minute, this doesn't check out mathematically. 7 billion people, probably like half of those are children. And then it's like, that's not possible. It's like, well, what other all-powerful, all-knowing being doesn't exist then?
God, Jesus, Allah, Buddha.
Oh, well, that's what they want you to think.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, they invented it anyway, to me, as far as I'm concerned, man. I do believe that there's no doubt in my mind there's a creator, but anyone saying they know who he is and what he is and what he expects, and these books tell you, I can't accept that, man. I really can't. But I do.
Fair enough.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind there is a creator, but anyone claiming they know who he is just fool.
Trust the science, is what they always say.
I trust my eyes, ears, and senses. Fuck everything else.
True, we're gonna be telling you that the sky is red one day, and you're just gonna be looking down at your phone, and nobody ever looks up at anything.
That's the thing, man. They've got everyone now. I mean, it was kind of bad years ago when everyone had TVs, but now children like 5, 6 years old have got mobile phones. So I mean, what's going to be?
Actually, kind of miss the old school.
I've talked to people.
Can you imagine what it's going to be like in like 10 years from now? What?
It's actually pretty insane because I've talked to people, and this one day at my work, the internet went out, so they didn't have no internet. And then I point out to them, you see how the Wi-Fi is blinking? That shows that blinking red. That shows that they don't have internet. You're like, wow, I've never noticed that Wi-Fi box before. You guys know what that looks like, right? The router that's on the ceiling, like businesses. But like they always looking down at their phone, and like they never look up at the ceiling. They never look up. They never notice anything. It's pretty crazy. There could be things right there, and they just never notice.
It's the fuck. That's all, man. They've got us all.
Yep.
I just can't. I keep saying it, but I can't wait until they start faking UFOs, man. I'm begging for it to happen before I die. Like the whole world believing that aliens have landed and shit. I'll be in fucking hysterics, man. Honestly, that'll be better than
Everything
anything.
in the sky is going to be fake, but the destruction on the ground is going to be real.
Yeah, well, you've seen the planes with the vapor behind it, the sky art they make. All tired.
I think possibly they could be putting shit into our system with those chemtrails, but I think mostly it's about disguising what's happening in the sky, possibly.
I don't know, man. After they do the sky art of the spraying of the vapors, I think that I talk to people and they say they're all tired, and I get tired too. So, it's kind of scary when you see all these connections.
That's the carbs.
That's the carbs. The food they eat.
Yeah, you ever did the carnivore diet for like 1 week? Just every day, bacon, eggs, and steak?
I have not, but that sounds good.
I used to. That was my normal. I used to eat that normally, man. Bacon and eggs every morning without fail.
Yeah, but you probably also had orange juice or soda. I'm talking about nothing but water.
Nope.
The only thing that enters your body is like bacon, eggs, steak, and like olive oil. That's it.
Yeah, I stopped eating meat. Don't get me wrong. The past few months, I've ate a couple of burgers here or there, but really, I'm a pescatarian and I eat fish. I try my damnedest not to eat anything else.
I mean, I just ate pasta. That's all carbs.
Watch out for the mercury in the fish. Don't eat too large of fish. The further up in the chain it goes, the smaller fish have less mercury in them. And as far as the bacon goes, beware if you're in America. There's probably sodium nitrate in it, and 3 packages of 8 ounces of meat that has the average amount of sodium nitrate in it has the same carcinogenic effect as 2 whole packs of cigarettes. So you can easily get cancer eating this stuff without smoking cigarettes. And I would suggest just going for beef. Just go for beef fat. If you can find a butcher shop, it's either $1 a pound or they just hand it to you for free half the time, depending on the butcher shop. And you can just go get fat for free or $1 per pound, fresh fat from the butcher shop. You just got to ask for it. They don't put it in display case. We don't normally ask for it. But then if you just get 70% of your diet is fat, that's a really cheap way to live on an all meat diet. And you can just get the protein from some kind of steak or something or
I mean, I just had shrimp.
Maybe as well just fucking smoking your breakfast if that's the case.
Honestly, man, so at some point, like, I'm just gonna go move in the middle of nowhere, just like grow my own food. Shit.
My mum stays literally like 10, 15, about at least 10 miles or something away from the nearest shop or bus stop. She gets her water from the ground. She gets electricity from, she gets oil delivered, so she gets her electricity from that. She's got big polythene tunnels and shit. So if whatever happens, if something major, like if they drop the bomb in one aspect or another, that's where I'll be straight to my mum's.
Honestly,
Mother, do you think
nice.
drop the bomb?
I live in the middle of the city, so like I'm kind of screwed. I've been screwed.
Me too. I'm in the city as well, bro. I'm in Edinburgh.
Bro, I hate living in the city. It's like, it's terrible. I see the haze in the sky, and it just makes me feel uncomfortable. Just like full of pollution and shit. Whatever the hell they're spraying.
Yeah, smog. Yeah, man.
Yeah, smog is just terrible.
I mean, I say I'm in the city, but compared to, a Scottish city compared to like the cities in America, like it's a different ball game. Like I could still go get on a bus or jump in a car for 20 minutes, half an hour, and be out in the middle of nowhere, sort of thing. So it's not like a big, huge metropolis.
Oh, bruh. For a city, there's not a lot of like public transport here. You gotta do everything by car. It's pretty weird.
This place is absolutely infested with bus.
There's no trains either. It's like the suburbs that have just turned into a city, but they don't have good planning at all.
Trams up over the place because they're putting trams through it. We've got thousands of buses acting every. The hundreds of millions make trams. It's fucking crazy, man. People are that place. They're fucking in space and in trams.
Oh, now what?
Mother, do you think she'll like this song?
There's everybody. Like,
Well,
Yeah, I gotta say, when I do keto diet, man, I feel so good, so full of energy. I'll rake the yard and just leave the leaves in a pile. I'll be like, fuck it, like this is supposed to compost. Like I'm just gonna leave this here.
I see.
And see, me, bro, I have a real struggle trying to find food each day. Like I walk into the store, just like I walk down looking in all the fridges and the freezers, and I'm like, look at it all. And I walk out, basically with next to nothing really any good for me at all. I just can't seem to find decent food anymore, man. And then any time I've kind of reverted and decided, right, I'll buy a fucking burger, and I eat it, and it tastes like shit. It tastes worse than eating fucking like any like if anything vegetables seem more tasty nowadays than what the meat does. It's like I eat the meat, and it's like cheap, nasty shit that's been scraped off some floor.
For me, I like chicken, chicken breast. So I'll smoke the chicken breast with a whole bunch of like natural seasonings, like 26 different like herbs, or the stuff that I sprinkle on it. It says like 26 herbs. So I'm eating like herb and protein, and then I'll eat like a banana so I can get the potassium and the protein synthesis.
I'd say probably the best sort of nutritional they've got like yam and loads of undone and like loads of stuff that you really can't get much place else. And plus I enjoy them as well, man. I eat them by the spoon, or I'll put them in whatever I'm eating, and I'll just sprinkle them on the top, put them in a sandwich. You can literally do anything with those hemp seeds, man. So is there any noobs, any nukes in that's got questions about flat Earth? The stage is yours. Anyone? Or is everybody dead to the world?
See any new people? Oh, we got a Backroads. BC verified.
Backroads, I just noticed.
I've been here.
Backroads, the mic's yours. If you want to speak up, you're free to talk if you want.
Oh, I've been talking.
No, happy man. Sorry, bro. Just looking for someone to at least open their mouth. So, what brought you to the server? Like, were you already looking into flat Earth? Is it new to you? I mean, what's the deal? What do you currently think?
Well, I actually didn't come here for flat Earth. I came here for the other theories that I figured people would know about, like the spraying in the sky and the water and things like that, and the food we're eating.
See, the thing is, bro, because we're a flat Earth server and because we're really trying to keep the server and get some longevity out of the situation, we try and, on live stream especially, we try and stick to flat Earth. I mean, obviously it does kind of stray now and again to different subjects, but there's a lot of stuff that could get us shut down, could get the live stream cancelled. So on the live stream, at least we do try and like keep the flat Earth, bro. Just, I mean, there's loads of servers get deleted. We lost our sister server, Icewall, that got deleted. That had almost 10,000 members. They said we were spreading disinformation, and they just deleted the whole fucking lot. So we just took it upon ourselves to ban these subjects and try and keep it on Flat Earth as much as we can, basically.
I actually got my old account like a year ago. I actually got banned for being in a server that got deleted. So you think all 10,000 of those people got their accounts deleted?
Yeah, man.
They do that.
Yeah, this is my third Discord account. I think I'm on my 8th YouTube channel, and I've had 3 Facebook accounts.
They're pretty relentless, man, with their censorship. It's actually insane.
Yeah. Plus, they don't even answer the emails, bro. They ban you and they tell you in the email, well, YouTube at least tell you you can appeal, but they don't even fucking answer. Like, they never reply.
The same thing on Discord. If you get banned, you're never getting your account back.
Yeah, they don't tell you why. They just say, oh, community standards team or some shit like that, but they don't actually tell you the reason, don't give you any proof. Like, you think that, because the last time I got banned, I think it was the last time or time before, I actually still had Nitro active. So I wrote an email to them saying, look, you've banned my account, you gave me no reason, you've not answered my appeals, I've also paid for Nitro, I've agreed to pay for a period of time, you've banned my account, I should at least be entitled to or Nitro on my new account. Never answered that either.
Did they even give you a refund?
Nah, they don't give a fuck, man. There's probably something in the terms and conditions that say if they do act and ban you that you lose your Nitro. I never even bothered my ass to read it, man. Fuck it. I wasn't going to waste any more. I'm actually going to send you a Google Drive link. It's got fucking gigs and gigs of stuff in it, man. It'll have a lot of stuff that you were already thinking about.
Yeah.
It's fucking packed, man. A lot of Flat Earth stuff in. There's one called Flat Smackers Playlist. That's actually in that drive as well. And it was one of the old moderators who passed away. Well, he's a gold member. And he gave me that, and he was never seen again. He must have passed away not long after it. So it's got a hell of a lot of stuff about Flat Earth, plus all the rest of the stuff that's in it. A lot of stuff that we don't talk about in the server, basically.
Yeah. You know, the most interesting thing about the whole flat Earth thing is Antarctica. I just find that so interesting. And even before I knew about the flat Earth, I was always interested in Antarctica. I don't know why. Ever since I was like young, I thought it was a cool place.
Yeah. Yeah, I just sent you my YouTube channel as well, bro. You got a good amount of stuff on there.
How many YouTube channels you been through?
That's either the 8th or the 9th one I'm on just now.
Sheesh, that's a lot. I would just.
The last one I had like 750 subs on my last account. That's the most I've ever made it. Usually I don't even get to 100 and they delete me.
Damn, bro. It's that stuff like that would just make me like give up. Like I just can't.
I take it as a pat on the back, bro. If they do that to me, then I know I'm doing something right. So I'm like, fuck you. I'll be right back on the airwaves.
True.
Fuck them, man. They're not going to silence me, bro.
That's the thing about the internet. If they get to the part where they literally cut off your internet service, that's bad. But like, if you could still be on the internet, then you know.
I should have made like a BitChute account and the what is it, LBRY. I should have made those accounts years ago, so at least I could have always like had them still running rather than me having to continue to start from scratch again all the time.
Yeah, you on like Odyssey or any of these other YouTube?
I've never heard of Odyssey. I just joined Rumble the other day, but it's quite dead. Like the user interface is quite shit as well, to be honest, on that Rumble.
Yeah, I think the best alternative to YouTube is Odyssey. It seems to actually have active people.
App on the browser or what? Same, bro. Can you still hear me? Same.
Yeah.
Is that an app or is it just browser based?
Oh, it's a web browser. It's not an app.
Oh, right.
At least I don't think it is.
Nah, it's not on the Apple Store at least.
No, you gotta go to the site.
I don't really like using browser-based shit, man. For some reason, I just take it. There's no any. Well, they don't censor people like YouTube. I take it. When I type in Odyssey, it comes up with a band called Odyssey. Odyssey, man. Can't find. Is there anything? How else could I name it? Because
you got a good point.
It's not coming up for me. Like, was it?
I never looked at that till now.
What if I put like Odyssey Social Network? If I try that,
Odyssey, but
Odyssey Media is that what it is? OdysseyMedia.com. No,
it's
not shit.
ODYSEE.com. He posted it in the
double D.
chat.
Double D. I thought that's how you. Oh, Odyssey. Right, I get it now. I found that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll save it and take a look at that, bro. They even sign up.
I mean, they don't ban anyone there, as far as I know of.
I take it there's a lot of good content on there,
yeah?
Yeah. Can you download?
I don't know. I never tried.
I need to be careful anyway, downloading shit from like BitChute and sticking it on my YouTube channel. That's how I keep getting banned. Like they go up for my videos sometimes videos sit for like a year on the channel, and then all of a sudden I get a community guideline strike. I got one for that guy, the guy who invented the PCR test. He was just explaining it, and they done me with medical disinformation. It's the fucking guy who invented the motherfucking thing.
There's loopholes though. I've seen people that talk about things, but like you can't have it in the title. You can't have it in like the first 5 seconds of the video where the AI bot will flag you. So you could talk about it, but like you have to use your
See now, bro.
wisely.
Regardless, bro, it doesn't matter what video I put up. When I post a video, however long it takes to upload, once it up.
Let's see. But like people be, instead of saying like
Ensure now every video, so they're basically checking every video before it even posts. They've even locked that one about the guy with the PCR. They gave me a community guideline strike. I appealed against it. They've replaced it back on my channel, but it's locked. So I'm not unable to the link. I can view it myself, but it's still on my channel, but nobody can view it apart from me. And I'm unable to unlock it.
Do they put the Wikipedia blue box under your videos?
Yeah, of course. I've been doing that for years.
Yeah. If you don't have that, then you know that you're evading it. Because if you put that on there, then they know that you're one of the people that tell the truth, and they don't like that. So you gotta like use different words. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, I do, yeah, sometimes. Well, usually I'm sarcastic in the headings of my videos. You'll see it if you take a look at my channel. You'll see some of the names and some of the funny shit that's on it, man.
The bot doesn't detect sarcasm, which is good. But yeah, you know, it's quite the world we're living in. I've always wanted to go to Antarctica, though. Seems like quite the trip.
With what?
I don't know. And I just wanted to.
You always wanted to what? Sorry, did you say?
I always wanted to go to Antarctica. Like, just check it out.
See, the thing is that like a lot of, well, probably most flat earthers, they would say that they want to go to Antarctica, but I think that the secret's probably in the north. I think all the treaty and Admiral Byrd and all the shit around it, I think that's deliberate to make people want to question what's there. Where I think it's where point where all the constellations revolve, where the aurora borealis comes from. I think that's where, if I had the resources, that's where I'd be trying to go, north.
You think it'd be in the north? What could possibly be in the north, though?
The equipment, all that shit. North.
I 100% agree that the North Pole is way more intriguing than Antarctica. Antarctica
Really?
is a distraction.
Really? Well, thanks for telling me
You
that.
came in hot there, man. Jesus Christ, your mic was like, rah! That's like fucking hell. I almost fell off my bed.
So,
But yeah, man, definitely the north, the place that you want to go. Like I think, anyway.
No. Hold on right there. I think you're
what
wrong.
would
I
be in
think
the
Star
north?
Wars is way cooler than Star Trek.
Nah, stop, Captain Jean-Luc Picard, mate. I drink Earl Grey every day since The Next Generation aired, so I've got to disagree with you.
Hear me out, though. Spaceballs.
Earl
Like,
Grey, hot.
that's a movie. Yo,
Nah,
well,
Star Trek was the business. The Next Generation, man. I can't watch most shit on TV anymore, but if there's a rerun of The Next Generation, I'll always watch it. I love Star Trek, man. I hate any other shit about space. I couldn't sit and watch a program about Hubble or any kind of shit that I used to love. But when it comes to The Next Generation, like, I've got to say that I love.
no, I don't know. I ain't ever been interested in space, if I'm being honest. Like, never found it interesting. I always liked
Oh, I love space.
Earth.
I mean, my mum's boyfriend, like, I don't remember it, but my mother's boyfriend, the first time he met me, I was 7 years old, and he said that the first thing that I said to him was, or the first thing I tried to show him was a book, and I was showing him the moons on Saturn. This was when I was fucking 7. So, like, from at least previous to that age, I've loved space. Like, I fucking watched every documentary there was. Used to fucking steal the New Scientist book. Even when I was a child, I used to steal it at the newsagent shop. I used to go in and fucking like talk to them. I've just gone for a magazine, and I used to like make out I was looking for like kid stuff, like cartoon shit, and I would steal like the New Scientist magazine every fucking couple weeks when I
Interesting.
could. In space, fucking all over my walls. I found that does wallpaper of any. You could basically get any image that you've got, like on a. You could email it to them or like set it on a disc or whatever or drive, and they'll put any pictures that you want basically on wallpaper. And I was gonna get some of the Hubble deep field images, and I was gonna put that on my living room wall. I was gonna get basically Hubble images everywhere. And then I thought to myself, I thought, did I should for like
You're cutting out.
no, that's not an artistic rendition. Sorry, bro.
Oh,
Oh, was I
interesting.
breaking up there?
Yeah,
Was I
you
breaking up
were.
there? Aye, but
Yeah.
man, it's just
I
see the
didn't
place I
really hear
live,
what you
man.
said.
No, I was talking about Brenda earlier. She was fucking well. He was talking pillars of creation, that image from Hubble of the gas cloud. And I says, they're just artistic renditions. No, they're not. No, they're not. And I was like, right on space.com. Exactly what it said. They're artistic fucking renditions.
Darn, man. I was never interested in space. I found like the oceans like more
I
interesting.
love it. Yeah. I suppose I like that as well, man. I loved space. I loved like animal documentaries. I loved fucking like the supposed like geological stuff and the strata, the different rock formations and shit, and I used to be right in it, like the Big Bang and the evolution, and I was completely fucking delusional when it came to that stuff.
That could be hard. Like, if any normal person like was into that and then they like came across like this place, they would be like insane, pretty much.
That was fucking like full blown in the peak of our LSD trip. And this guy, and was like a 24-hour gas station, and we went from the party to the gas station just to get like skins and cigarettes or whatever. And we met these other people doing the same. We started talking about the usual shit. And the average fucking like conspiracy stuff. And then he came out of it. He's like, "Ah, man, and there's no space, and NASA's not in space." And I'm like, "Whoa!" I'm like, "NASA, Einstein, gravity, the usual bullshit, like reciting what you think you know." And it was like, and I was like in hysterics, laughing at the guy. I mean, I wasn't being an asshole to him, but I found it hysterical that he was saying this shit. And a week later, I was like, "Right, I'm going to prove NASA's in space." And as soon as I critically looked at the footage of NASA, it fell apart instantly.
Oof.
Literally, as soon as I watched the first minutes of the footage, within seconds, I would say, just as soon as you're actually fucking critically looking at it, it's destroyed.
Yeah, people get distracted. I think if you want to find something in something, like if you're looking for something in something, you will find that something
You probably find
eventually.
it's just your own biasness, I suppose.
Yeah. But like if you're biased to not find it and then you do find it, like that's reality shattering. You would wanna this thing called confirmation
Well,
bias.
well,
It'd be
bro, it's
crazy.
like no. I mean, I'd love someone to come in the server and be able to lay down some verifiable evidence that, in fact, we do live on a fucking ball. I would love to find that out. Like, if I was fucking wrong all this time and I professed all this information, I'm continually speaking to people on the street, on the bus, in a shop. Like, literally everywhere I go, I spark up conversations about the Earth. And I'd love to find out just because I don't want to be fucking wrong and spreading disinformation. But there's not many Globers wanting to find out. Like, they're just cast iron, the Earth's a globe. Anything you say, I'm going to ignore and I'm going to recite the bullshit that I've been taught.
I mean,
That's
to be fair,
like,
since they were
one of the
born,
talking points earlier.
they were taught that the Earth was a globe, and in the schools, and
Yeah,
even
man.
like when you're a baby, that thing that spins around your cradle, like the planets, solar system thing.
The
Like,
fucking, what's it called, man?
I don't
The
know what it's
fucking
called.
mobile. Is that
What?
mobile?
I think
Something
so.
like that.
Yeah, but like, since the beginning, they tell you, and for me personally, I was like, I didn't care. Like they tell me that, and I just didn't care. They tell me the Earth is round. I'm like, okay, so I don't care. It doesn't affect me, if I'm being honest.
But it's different when it comes to flat, because
Yeah,
that
true.
does affect you. Well, it does if you think about it, because like most people who believe in the globe, it's like a complete nihilistic sort of view of existence, and you think to yourself that basically you're on a fucking rock barreling through space. There's billions and billions of other rocks, and you
I
could
never
be hit
thought
by
of
a
that.
rock at any time. No, but like, and because you've been taught it or heard it, it's
Yeah,
always going
yeah,
to be in the subconscious. So the subconscious,
yeah.
basically, your conscious mind might ignore it, but like it's like if you're sitting and say you've came home from work, you're eating your dinner with your wife or whatever, and on the news in front of you, there's say it's the Iraq war and there's explosions going off, but you're still continuing your conversation with your wife about whatever happened today at work. That stuff happening on TV, you might not be consciously like registering it, but your subconscious can see that and is fucking registering that there's people getting blown up and fucking maimed and killed, and there's fucking people starving and being like, so it's all deliberately fed to us to make us like psychologically unwell. I think anyway. I think that's the reason for it, man. It's all over the papers, radio, TV. Everybody's talking about it. You get free newspapers on the train on the way to work. It's on the radio. It's on commercials. Fucking, it's a major system they've got going, man.
Yeah, I've always just thought of my life as like my local area. You know, the strange thing is I live like an hour away from NASA in Florida. Like, I've seen the launch.
Yeah.
I've actually felt.
Have you?
I've felt the launches before.
I think you've never seen the SpaceX build where they land like bottom first. Because I don't know, but looking at any fucking video I've ever seen of those rockets landing on their ass, they look as fake as they could fucking possibly look.
I mean, I was never interested in the space. I just saw like the rockets, like in real life. Like when I go outside and I see them like launching them, and I'm like, oh well, okay. Just I never really cared until it started affecting me, and like I got tired of it. So you start noticing things.
In the space, yeah, take it. You've seen the rockets landing on their ass. Like what I'm talking about.
I ain't never seen that in real life.
Take a look in the live stream voice text. All right, but you know what I'm talking about, though. Oh shit!
Yeah. When the spaceship they land on the flat boat, right?
Yeah.
I think I saw a live stream once.
I take a look at voice text. I in a movie in 1959, the exact same shit. I was actually trying to find the movie. I was going to upload it to my YouTube channel, but I've had loads of strikes, so I think I'm best not to.
Yeah. Does anyone have any idea, like, what they're actually doing the rockets for? Because, like, the satellites, they say they're launching, they're just, like, weather balloons, right? Like, they just fly up in the air and just fly.
It's just another part of the psychological campaign, bro. It's just another way of people believing in the bullshit that they're spreading. Yeah. Plus, they've got, like, I don't know, 60,000 employees at NASA. Obviously, they all think that they're taking part in building components.
It's so expensive, though. Like, they have to be, like, trying to do something with the rocket, I'd imagine. Like, maybe they're trying to break.
They could be sending them over to Antarctica for all we know, and that could be like dumps of.
True.
Oh, not supplies, because it's not like those. It's not like they can carry that much weight. They've probably got fucking undersea tunnels all the way to Antarctica by now. The money that they.
You know how people say that the moon landing is real? You know, people say that. Even if
we got a few.
Yeah. Even if you weren't a flat earther, you could believe that it was fake because during the time there were like the fake race with Russia, the space race. Like they could fake it, so they make it, and they faked it. So at least that's what I think.
Well, see, man, there's other reasons to believe it was fake. I always thought. No, well, that's what I'm saying. I always thought that the moon landing was fake, even when I was a globe earther. I thought NASA was lying about it, but I thought the reason for it was due to the fact that they wanted to convince Russia. That was
what I thought too.
Sort of justification. But when I look back at it, I think that was just a way. I think that was me just justifying it to my subconscious. And I don't think I actually believed that that was the reason. I think that was just what I was like kidding myself on about, basically.
Yeah. I always wonder. There's a lot of things we don't know, but things that they tell you that you should know, but there's not real. Like, you should know that black holes are real, is what they say to you. But, like,
Right.
you don't really know that. There's theories, but they say them as facts. That, you know what I mean?
I'm going to see if I can get a customer from Cognitive Dissonance. See if I can get somebody want to come in and talk.
Cognitive dissonance. What is that?
Yeah, it's like that's a rehabilitation area. Like somebody, if they come in trolling or disrupting and being an asshole, we just put them in cog this and then let them chill out a little bit, and then we try and see if we can reason with them, get them back to the server. It's basically the last hope hotel for them. If they fuck about and they cause trouble in there, then we just remove them completely. But we always give them a chance at least.
I had no idea you guys do that. I didn't know you guys. I thought you guys just straight up. I didn't know they're still in the server.
No. Yeah, they've got their own little room. When you man, you take a look in there and it's like constant fucking obscenities. Like they get put in there and they're like fuck, asshole, cunt, and they start fucking pinging everybody. Like they just start spamming and shit. So, like, but if they do that, then we just server ban. But we try and give them a chance at least there, just to try and. I think everybody deserves to know this truth, mate. Everybody deserves to know that this fucking entire world's not what they've been told. Like, so they should at least get to hear it once. And if they don't want to hear it, then fuck them.
I've actually been in
They should at least get a chance. In my opinion, at least.
Year.
Yeah.
I've never talked here until like a week ago. But I've been here just not paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah, I've not seen your name before, I don't think, mate.
Well, I've just been sitting in the server for like not doing anything. Like I wasn't verified until like a week ago.
Yeah.
Like I joined and like forgot about it, and then I went back to see.
Oh man, this is the best run server I've been in. Like even the huge servers that because I go to like multiple servers a week just to try and spark up a conversation, try and speak to some of the like lead mods or admins or whatever, and try and get cross server discussion. But a lot of the time, as soon as you see your flat earther, ban, mute, like straight away, man. It was like one of them. They were actually in. We've got a VIP partners. Like we've got lists of servers, and I went to I went to quite a few of them earlier. I went to one of them, and I went into the first room, the only room you can get in when you join, and I was like, I pasted in a little message that I always put in, blah blah blah. You're in our pairs and 24/7 live Discord. I'm wondering if I could get some roles and join your conversation. One of the mods was like, "Oh, you need to do this." This other guy, an admin or a mod, came in and was like, "Flat earthers aren't allowed in here." I was like, oh, "Fucking no problem. Then I'll just leave and take you back out of the VIP."
I think that communication is one of the most powerful things in this world. Talking to other people, sharing information. I think what's going on now is like an information war. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is there anyone else here though? Like anyone at all?
I just pay this and nobody wants to come.
I mean, I don't know what to talk about now. I'm kind of just sitting here.
hello. Did they say hello there? Or were they saying something? I don't know. Just heard a crackle and a bit of voice.
Nice. Still haven't found no curvature though.
Always going to be a problem.
Yo. You out there?
Yeah, I don't know what. There's a funny sound coming from somebody's mic. Like, I don't know what the fuck it is. It sounds a bit fucked up.
Is it me?
I don't know, bro. I couldn't see on the screen. I'm on a different screen. Who's that? I don't recognize his voice, to be honest. You still there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, what's your name? Sorry, I'm not sure who I'm talking to. I don't recognize the voice.
My name is well my name here is Julius.
Alright, Julius. Oh shit, I know you then, bro. You've been here for years, man.
Yeah, I've been here for a minute.
Hey, man. Fuck. You've been here as long as me, man. I think you were here in the old server as well, were you not?
Yeah, I was on the old server.
Yeah.
Where are you from, man?
I'm Scotland, bro. Edinburgh.
Right on.
Yeah, that's where I live now, at least. Sadly, I'm in the
Awesome.
fucking city. Voted. Voted. The, I go on my Wi-Fi and check. I can pick up like 16 different Wi-Fi sources where I live, man. So I'm getting bathed in fucking electromagnetic field where, man.
Awesome. What time is it over there?
It is 4:40 in the morning.
Holy shit. It's like 10:41 p.m. here.
Yeah, I'm just not a sleeper, bro. I mean, I never ever was a sleeper, but when it came to finding flyers, that just increased the lack of sleep for me. My philosophy is sleep when you die. I get sleep, but they don't make any fucking difference, man. I still sit up till fucking this time in the morning every morning. Like, I'm completely wide awake. I can't even contemplate trying to lie in my bed and sleep.
Fuck yeah. What the fuck? Fuck that. Crazy how quiet it is.
Aye.
I was like, I usually there's some folks in here.
Yeah, but we had Brenda in earlier, man. That was funny. That's why I came on the mic, because somebody put in the mod room that Brenda was on it, and I was like, what? The real Brenda? I was like, right. And fucking, like, the bullshit that was coming out of his mouth, her mouth, whatever fucking she decides she is. I don't know, he or she. I think it's a he, to be honest, but she was fucking, it was quite funny, man. She told us that the independent variable in Cavendish was the distance between the balls. I'm like, so what? So in the Cavendish experiment, I take it you prove distance. No, but the distance is inverse to the. Oh, I can't even remember exactly what Brenda said, but they claimed that the IV was fucking distance. I'm like, so what? So you prove distance, and if that's your cause, no, that's not the cause, because we proved that such and such was this. I'm like, what? So what gravity does before you do the experiment, and you're putting that into the fucking results. I'm like, fuck, come on, get a grip of yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Funny though.
I'm gonna go.
Thanks, Dean.
See.
Be off, bro. Good to speak to you, man. Take care of yourself, bro.
Bye.
Peace out, bro. You still there? Yes. Shit. Have I killed chat? Nobody want to speak anymore. Holy fuck. I'll get sacked as a mod. Is nobody else here? Damn. Bonjour. Damn. Batman, how you doing, bro? Are you about? Not seen you for a while, man. If you're there. Lemon, you there? Maggie?
Hey, how you doing?
Ryan? Hey, how you doing, bro?
Pretty good. Good to see you.
Hey. Ah, man, I was fucking, I was in earlier when, what do you call it, Brenda was in. Fucking, a funny fucking episode.
Yeah, I saw her appear on Jim Bob's, made by Jim Bob. He's the dude who does those memes about the people wearing masks and being NPCs and stuff. And the show was so good.
Aye. What was that? On a Discord server or a Zoom call or what?
I think it was a YouTube of their Zoom call. It was pretty interesting.
Alright. Yeah. I wish Brenda would come back. At least it was fucking entertaining.
It's interesting. It's nice to match rhetorical steel with a worthy opponent.
Hey, don't get me wrong, Brenda's no stupid, but some of the fucking stuff that they say is fucking ridiculous, man. It's like Brenda's not that stupid that they don't realise how stupid some of the things they're saying, but they've got to pull down on this shit, because obviously if they're a global, they've got to accept the fucking million fucking contradictions within the model. But they try and dance around it and fucking try and divert you another way, or it's fucking quite comical.
They have to double down because they're committed to saying flat earthers are wrong or stupid. So the pride's on the line, their reputation's on the line. Now it's personal, and they have to make the flat earthers look, bad and stuff. It's just a hell of a commitment in a way. Doesn't really free you to discover the truth when all that ego's involved.
Yeah. I spoke to someone on the bus yesterday, a couple of days ago, in fact, and it was like I sat down and somebody was reading the paper. It was about the subject that cannot be named, and all I said was, if I could give you access to my YouTube channel, it's got a lot of information you won't get on mainstream media. And then I said it's the channel's a channel. I've got loads of information, access to laser test, long range observations. And this fucking, she wasn't much fucking younger than me, and she come to a gasket, and the woman next to me, she joined in, and the two of them were, the woman was saying, "Are you on drugs or something?" Fucking coming in here talking about the earth being flat, and obviously the subject we don't talk about. They were like being quiet to fucking cursing and swearing at me. I was like, if you don't want to hear it, it's cool, just don't speak to me. And they just kept going and going. When I was trying to get off the bus, and they were up the back of the bus, and they were still, as I was getting off, I was like, fucking hell. A couple of people on the bus were just looking at me laughing just because they knew that the people were being ridiculous. It's like the most outrageous fucking sort of reply I've had for a long time. And since all this shit's been happening, the thing that cannot be named, people seem to be a little more open to talk about the flat earth because they're pissed off with all the restrictions and the masks and all the shit that's going down. I've just, the past couple of years, I've found that it's a lot easier to speak to people about flat earth. They just seem to be more open.
Yeah, people just live through, a hell of a pandemic. People are like, you know what, I'm ready for something other than the fake news and 24/7, C virus propaganda. But I think you had an encounter with the diabolical, demon of normie NPC conformity.
Yeah,
They're trying to get you to and cuck.
It was surreal, honestly, man. I mean, it was just not long in my bed, kind of like still kind of a little bit lethargic and shit. I had to go to an appointment, and I was like looking at two of them in complete disbelief. Like they went from just like normal people, what they look like normal people, to complete animals. Literally like wild animals.
Yeah, it's really bad. There was another video about the C virus thing, and a black man had the temerity to enter an elevator with two other masked up people without a mask, and they were basically almost assaulting the dude. One of them hit him and said, "Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter." Like, they had to put out a mantra to show that they were part of the system or something while they're assaulting this dude for daring to not have on a mask. This was like, I think, about a couple months ago to a year ago. And I'm just, what? I was just like, what the hell is going on? It's insane.
Well, definitely.
Plus, there's another purge of Discord channels going on. I heard they got the Flat Earth Tartaria server. It's insane.
What? Deleted it?
I think so. I got this weird message about watching out what servers I'm on and reporting and narking out servers that don't, cuck and conform, and reporting servers that put out misinformation and stuff. I'm like, F that. But yeah, they took down that one.
So if other flat Earth
fucking globe. There you go, bro.
If other flat Earth servers are getting taken down, why haven't this one?
I think it will at some point. Yeah, man, definitely. I think possibly the fact we've got a good structure at least. We stop fucking like, the bad subject being spoken about excessively. And so I think that might keep us a little bit longer than other servers. It's like some of the other ones that they talk about anything. So I'm hoping that because we try to keep it clean, I'm hoping that it'll float longer.
They're working on it. In general, we try to stay away from quote unquote misinformation about the C virus, vaccines, or stuff like that, because there are narcs everywhere watching your server, lying in wait to take it down.
Yeah, man. But we do a hell of a job, if I do say so myself, man. I might be biased because I work here, but we bust our ass. We fucking try our damnedest to keep that information as like honest and genuine as we can find.
I've been here for a while, and all we're really doing is asking for proof of purgatory. That's all we've been asking for, and that's all we want. And we want a demonstration of gas pressure without a container. I mean, as far as that, that's pretty much what we talk about here.
Yeah, try to keep it, pretty focused.
I heard one syllable just now.
Is that you, Hank?
No, it's me, Larry.
Oh, sorry, Larry, I forgot you changed your name. You told me if I could send you that link, and I'm like, you're hunting for Hank all through the messages, but I couldn't find you, man. I take it that the link that I sent you, was that the one you wanted? Yeah, is that the correct one?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. That's definitely going to come in handy. But either way, if we give them refraction, then they're measuring the refracted horizon, which isn't the geometric horizon. So they've lost their geometric horizon everywhere. But because these people are a bunch of word nerds, in other words, I think they're like lawyers, they can't just let you have the last word, right? So they have to say something. So they have to say refraction. because they can't admit, their geometric horizon is gone. So they say, oh, well, it's a straw man because you obviously don't understand refraction. But that doesn't save their geometric horizon. It's gone.
Like when Brenda says, well, boats go over the curve, and then we share umpteen videos or GIFs that have got boats appearing to have disappeared, but come back into fucking view with an optical instrument. But that's why I was trying to get Brenda to specifically answer, what is it going over the curve when you see it with your eyes, or is it disappearing just due to perspective with your eyes? Then you need to get a camera, then it disappears over the curve. And Brenda wouldn't answer. You're fucking asking her to specifically reply, so I just gave up.
I love how AI destroyed Brenda. It's like, you guys go ahead and carry on your conversation with this destroyed Glober if you want to. Yeah, so welcome back to the server, bro. Welcome back. I know she's been gone for a while.
Me? No,
Yeah,
no, bro. I'm just not on live stream very much, bro. Sometimes like the tone of the discussion and like the argumentativeness and shit. Like I don't like that, bro. I say I do check-ins or I try and get people to call this. But if I'm not in the server and I'm online, I'm in YouTube comments and videos, sharing links, having discussions, trying to get people to the server, or I'm out in the street speaking to people, like basically and checking them in the park, or like before I got my moderator status, I was fucking what I like doing check-ins and getting on Discord from the park and like this guy's okay to get roles, kind of like just random people I was meeting, having a beer and a spliff in the park in the sun. So the summer's almost here, so I'm back to my pushing flat earth in the park sort of thing. I'll be doing that as soon as the sun comes. Yeah, if I'm not about, bro, I'm not about always sharing shit someplace. I just started using TikTok as well. I actually
you
had
can get
that.
lost in that. Or you can get lost in TikTok. They got good stuff on there.
There's a guy called Globey McGlobeface, and because he's got like 5,000 subscribers, he's allowed to live stream. So I went in his comments, and my account's called 24/7 Flyer Discord, and I was in his discussion for, I don't know, over an hour at least, and everything that was said, I was contradicting it in the comment section. Every time he said, "Oh, we need to get a flat earther in here," every single time he asked for a flat earther, I'm tagging him, saying, "Me, I'll come in and speak to you. I'll come." And not one fucking time he acknowledged me. He ignored me every single fucking time.
Yeah, it's pretty sad when people are scared to debate a flat earther.
I sub to him though, so every time it comes up, I'm just going to jump right in and try and get into these fucking discussions.
Yeah, what is it, 2022? NASA gets like $60-something million, or yeah, $60-something million a day, and we can't get any people to prove the globe. At this point, I don't think they're ever going to prove it. If they could, they would have done it by now.
Yeah, NASA gets 60 whatever. What do you say, billion or million or whatever? And there's no.
It used to be 57, but it went up. Yeah.
There's no baby powder anywhere in America. People can't feed their babies because all the factories have been destroyed and shut down, and all fake shutdowns and stuff. So NASA gets all the money for their mind control, but the babies must all starve because they've got no food.
Talking about him?
The baby formula. There's a shortage of baby formula throughout the USA. No one can get hold of baby formula because they shut down the factories and whatever because of fake things with well, there already is stuff in the baby formula. There's like metals and stuff, but they made this thing where they shut them down for no reason.
That's crazy. Should be using them for anyway.
Well, yeah, the formula is bad anyway because it's full of mercury, aluminium, all that stuff that messes your brain up. So cadmium, all that stuff. So basically, you shouldn't be using it anyway. But people are so reliant on it, and now they can't even feed their babies, and they don't know how to make the real. It's pretty tricky to make yourself. And now people are like without food for their babies. But NASA's getting billions or whatever, or millions or whatever you said just now. Couldn't hear it properly. But did you say millions or billions? Millions.
Millions a day.
Yeah, so they're getting millions, but the babies must starve, and Ukraine's getting millions and billions of. They're getting tons of money as well. Ukraine for the war, they're getting like military arms, but babies must all starve.
Yeah. It's a damn shame.
It's a good thing they're getting off that formula, but they don't have anything else to replace it with because no one has any. They don't have any clean the formula. They don't have any formula without the metals in. I mean, that formula is bad because it's full of really bad metals that mess up your brain.
Yeah. Just get them young, get them started on the fucking toxic nonsense.
I mean, they can't have clever children because if they're too clever, they might find out the Earth's flat.
Get them young, get them polluted, get their mind melted with fucking bullshit and shown. I mean, even going back to them when I was a kid, the Jetsons was the other one, the dinosaurs cartoon. No cartoon, but it was like animatronics and like big huge dinosaur suits. They done a flat Earth episode where I can't remember the young like she was in her bed and like the fairy that sort of implants ideas in people came and the fairy thought that the dinosaur was Copernicus or like one of these Jesuits. The episode was dedicated to basically flat Earth. Man, it was quite funny. I used to have it on my YouTube channel, but the motherfuckers deleted it.
Did you guys notice that Dr. Phil, he's posting in the debate section on Flat Earth, he's putting one of his videos there, he's trying to challenge the Flat Earthers and he's mocking and insulting Flat Earthers in the video on our Flat Earth, one of our Flat Earth rooms. He put his video there. Do you know, guys? Have you seen that? And he's putting all this junk about stars turning around or something. You know, Dr. Phil?
Dr. Phil, no. Is that all that? What's that? Was that the guy? The guy that is that? No, the guy. We're not talking about. Are you talking about the professor guy? Oh, right. Oh, he's an asshole. I've never actually physically spoke to him personally, but he's just his condescending type. The way he speaks, nah, I don't like speaking to people like that, man.
He's got his videos in the debate chat. He's got it there, and I went onto his YouTube, and I was writing comments, but he kept deleting them. He likes doxing people. He doxed a few flat earthers as well. 3 of them. Yep, he's there. You just go to debate. You'll see him in debate. Chatty plonks a video there on a fake name.
I thought he was banned.
He doxed 3 people as well, flat earthers. He doxed them with videos and pictures of the people.
Fuck him, man.
Full-on doxer. And he's putting some weird stuff about stars going around in circles or something. I don't know. Couldn't quite understand what he was saying, or yeah, I suppose.
Oh, shit, man, I'm out.
He got about 360 likes. I gave him a dislike, so he got about 1,000 people following him apparently. But I gave him a dislike though. I think I was the only one who disliked him.
I fucking ran out of chocolate, man. I'm gonna have to go to the shop soon. Shit.
Yeah, I called him a shrill and fake and a liar. He deleted all my comments though.
Nah, that fucking Professor Dave cunt, he done the same to me, man. He was like, he said something fucking, go away and learn some science. I'm like, tell me the science involved in gravity. Where's the experimental evidence? And then I said, with that. I went back like a couple of later or something, and he told the comment thread, and fucking idiot, man. I was like, you can't have a fucking screenshot that. I had the screenshots for ages, man. I don't know what the fuck I done with them. I should have put them on and bought.
This Phil guy, he was saying that the stars will go in a perfect circle at the equator, and that ruins the flat Earth. He's saying it wouldn't work on the globe Earth, so it doesn't even make sense what he's saying. A perfect circle of stars moving around in a circle. I think he's just making up all that stuff anyway. But he says there's a perfect circle of stars moving around in a perfect circle at the equator. What a lot of nonsense. Whoever buys that is really dumb.
I think Professor Phil's a paid fucking show, to be honest. Like, shit, man. Anyone still here? I don't know if you want to talk. Dang. Maybe you, bro. On red. Never seen you before, I don't think, bro. Who goes there? About Clark. He's deafened. Anyone else? Nah. I don't know. I tried. Yeah. Not do what I speak. Am I just wasting my fucking battery sitting here? Anyone? Damn. Bonjour. Who enters? Anyone? Maybe? Oh, well. Eat my cake in peace. Right, that's it. If nobody speaks, everybody's getting banned. Fuck it. I'm not having this anymore. Fuck it. No work either. Shit. Sorry for eating on the mic, like, but nobody's speaking anyway, so fuck it. Hello? Who enters? Anybody? Fucking hell. Fucking slow day.
Yeah, it is.
Who's that?
Little T.
Sorry, you're really quiet for me, like.
It's Little T.
Not much louder. Still never heard what you said though. Sorry. Fuck.
Some dude just hopped in the server. His name is I Smoke Weed Brownies. I think he wants to talk.
It smells weed brownies. Fucking thought-provoking name. They must have got early in the morning to fucking work at that name, surely. Need to find a fucking filter for my tobacco, man. I hate smoking a roll up without a filter in it, man. That's shit. Yeah. Oh, within one sec. Perfect. Right, folks, come on now, eh? I know it's early in the morning and I know it's quite quiet, but we need to change the situation here, folks. We need a bit of liveliness. No? Yeah. You just cannot get the staff these days, or the members.
Hmm.
Fuck. Hello, who's that? Anyone? Anybody alive yet? Surely someday. Who's that? Hello. Who goes there?
What's going on, man?
How you doing, bro? Thank fuck somebody's fucking speaking. Shit, it's been quiet for ages.
Really? Oh shit! I usually come here
Yeah,
about just crack up beer and hit the
Oh
login.
man, I wish I had a beer. To be honest, I could drink a beer right now, man. To be honest, like I don't really drink beer. Like on occasion, I'll have a really strong lager, but hey, man, I'd fucking drink a beer right now just to get a sleep. It's like 5 and 6 in the morning, and I'm still awake.
Oh, you need to go to bed, man. Damn shit.
Nah,
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna fucking just pull through, and just stay awake till tonight. Because if I fall asleep, like say I went to sleep now, I'd probably wake up about tea time. Then I'd be up all fucking night again. So I'm as well just trying to keep the fucking sleep pattern fucking as normal as possible.
Yeah, you don't want to fuck that up. No. Just
I do this all the time, man. Fuck, it's regular for me to stay up for 2 days and then sleep for 6 or 7 hours if I'm lucky, and then up for a couple of days. Just fucking Discord, man. It's like a fucking addiction.
There's no sleep on flat Earth, man. No sleep.
That's what I was saying earlier, man. Sleep when you die.
Yeah. Many late nights with flat Earth, man. Late night, early morning, all nighters. Yeah. It's you got to be tough, man. You got to be tough to get through flat Earth, man. No fucking pussies allowed, man. Sorry.
I was never a good sleeper anyway, but then I found flat Earth and that was it. Completely fucked.
Completely fucked.
Yeah, man.
Completely fucked. All right, cool, man. We got a few people showing up.
Hey.
Anybody?
Newbies?
I don't think so. Looks like all a bunch of friendly faces, man. Connor's here and Glad, Miggy. Is that Mig?
Miggy's not been answering, man. I think he's fucking maybe offline or something.
He might have just taken a nap or something. Cars here. What's up? All right. Well, cool, man. Let's see what's going on in the news, man. Let me read the news. Fuck it.
Yeah, we had Brenda was in earlier, man. We were fucking dancing round in circles with Brenda for a couple of
hours. Cool, man. Well, you know, it happens. There's dead air, man, when you got 24/7 thing going, man. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Just people got to go to dinner and all that shit, whatever. Right? Dinner, bed, kids. Yeah, shit happens. All right. So what's NASA up to this week?
I don't really eat either, man. I eat once a day, bro. Literally, it's like I could go all day without any food. I eat basically once a day. I'll have a meal, and that's it. Like I maybe have some chocolate in between, but most of the time, man, I just like one meal a day. That's me.
Yeah. All right.
Don't feel like eating. Don't feel like sleeping. Don't feel like doing fucking anything, man.
All right. Well, I try to eat about twice a day, usually. Maybe 3 times. You know, depends. I don't eat a whole lot, so a little smaller. Hey, there was a Mars quake instead of an earthquake. There's a Mars quake. They got it's a magnitude 5.
You got a link?
Fucking A.
You got a link for it, bro?
Oh shit! I always got links, man. I always cite my sources, man. Every time. Fuck yeah, I got links. You betcha. This is a fucking earthquake on Mars. That's fucking hilarious. What's this volcano? Some Tonga volcano erupted? What's up with that? Interesting. All right, nothing too exciting here yet. All right. The astronauts returned safely back to Earth from the ISS. That was good. Ah, fuckers.
Never left.
Fuck.
They safely came back from the recording studio.
Apparently, you can listen to a black hole. About that. Check this out, man. Don't believe me, man. I got links.
I think I heard some. Don't know if it was a black hole, but it's like I don't think it was a supernova, but some other bullshit up in fucking fairyland that they said I think it was it not the noise from Saturn, and the noise sounded like people fucking like in severe agony, and it was like it sounded like fucking voices from hell or some shit like that.
Right.
I remember that vividly. It was quite a few years ago now, but I remember they got some kind of, I don't know how they picked it up, but it sounded basically like people like in screaming in pain, like howling in agony or some shit, man.
Fucking sound like hell, right? Yeah. Let's see. They're gonna shut down the Sophia 747 with the Hubble Space Telescope inside of it. Yeah, they're gonna shut that down. Okay, cool. It's all about this new moon rocket. They're saying, hey, isn't there an eclipse coming up this weekend or something?
I don't know, bro. Yeah, well, there's one every year, so.
No, it's a lunar. It's happening like this weekend, I think.
Is it just a standard one, or is it a selenium? Is it, or just a normal one? Or?
Normal lunar.
Yeah.
16th, yeah. On the 16th. You're not going to be able to see it where you're at, man. Sorry, bro. I don't think. I might not be able to see all of it.
I saw the last. Was a solar eclipse, is it not? I think Scotland.
Right,
yeah, it was in Fire. But it was extremely cloudy. I just caught it just a couple of times. I caught and then just you could just see the fucking circle on the sun.
Yeah. I saw solar eclipse back in 2017. That was cool as shit, man. It was so cool. Fuck. I wish that would happen more often. It was awesome.
I remember seeing one years ago, and I remember them like the bullshit. Oh, you have to wear glasses because the light speed of light's that quick that your iris can't close in time. And I watched it without them, man. But I think that they do that. I think they ask you to wear those fucking glasses so you just to make sure in case any of those other bodies are in the sky, so you don't see them. I think that's the point of it.
Yep.
But I'm desperate to see another one just so I could watch it fully and hopefully catch a glimpse of like Rahu and Ketu or whatever they're called.
Yeah, whatever eclipses the fucking sun. I did everything I could do to try to get a picture of the eclipse, and you could make out a feature on the moon. And I just couldn't do it, man. And I fucking was like, well, there's no features of the moon. It's just a black circle in front of the sun, man. It's just so weird, man. It's like, you'd think you would see a little bit of the sun. It makes a little bit of the moon face, something. No, it's not there, man. It ain't there, man. Whatever it's crazy. There's sounds coming out of a black hole. That's a new one on me, man. I'd been looking at a lot of shit over the years and never heard of that one, man.
But I take it you have to use or you have to listen to it through whatever technology NASA's got. I take it there's no way you can listen to it yourself.
I'm sure that all the air that's in the black hole bounces off and makes excellent audio quality. No doubt about it.
I mean, if there's no fucking particles in fucking space, how does the sound even travel?
There's no air, man. There's no sound, man. That's a fact. Jag.
What the fuck? How the fuck are they? How do they claim to be picking it up?
Hey, there's a big 1,600-foot asteroid coming to Earth, man, in the next...
Yes. Thank fuck.
Big fucker.
That's what we need, man. We need that fucking big asteroid to fucking wipe out most of the fucking globers.
That would be good. A fucking globe-destroying asteroid. I'll keep praying for him, man. Sheesh. Let's see. All right. It was all about that NASA was going to send nude pictures of humans to space to try to attract aliens. Did you catch that one? Anybody?
Fuck, I've not heard that one. Jesus Christ.
Here you go.
It's like fucking.
It's
the more and more, the longer, like, since I've been a flat earther, like, the more years go on, and the more I hear shit, I'm like, did I really used to believe that shit? Or is it just more extreme now? Or was it always as fucking crazy as that? I just obviously, it's impossible to, like, realize how bad it was back then.
It's so bad. You got to look at the picture on the voice text, the last one I put in.
It's incredible.
It's the aliens. They're gathered around the Earth going, hey, there's naked chicks down there, man. Let's go.
We'll go and eat them.
They get naked people. Those people are hot. They got some hot chicks on Mars. On Earth, I mean.
Oh, fucking hell, man. No, drawings. You'd think they would at least send some Playboy or something, man. Fuck's sake, drawings.
Drawings.
At least send a couple of magazines up, like fucking Hustler or some shit.
All right. Okay. Look. Well, they're trying to get this new telescope up and working here, man. They sent a couple pictures already, but I don't know. Some bullshit. Well, nothing too new, man. It's the same shit this week as it was last week, pretty much. Huh. All right. So I think I could feed the world's hungry with NASA's budget. No doubt. I could do it. I could feed anybody that's hungry for a year anywhere in the world on NASA's budget alone. I could do it. Me and my friend, we worked out the numbers. We could do it. You know, not everybody's going to be eating, steak, but I definitely can work out some top ramen for you, bro. And maybe some water, but yeah, I could do it, man. No doubt. Yeah, I can't believe they spent this kind of money on this bullshit. They just spent $10 billion on that cucky fucking James Webb shit telescope. $10 billion. The original price tag for that thing was like $500 million, but they bumped it up to $10 billion. And it's just going to show us some more bullshit pictures and shit we're never going to, and fucking just crap, CGI, whatever. It's just going to be crap. So, and thanks a lot. $10 billion, well spent. Yeah, fuck off. Fuck you, NASA. How about that? Fuck off. $10 billion for a fucking satellite, for a fucking telescope. Are you kidding me? It's ridiculous. Yeah. So I think it was Jeranism. It might have been a couple years ago. I can't remember, but maybe longer. I don't know. But he was going through this website called Kickstarter. I don't know if you guys know what Kickstarter is. It's kind of a crowd. You can fund different projects, to send satellites into space or something, or invest in a product, whatever. But there has been like a dozen or so like space exploration Kickstarters that raised a lot of money. Some of them raised a few $100,000, and they were going to send like a satellite into space and do all this shit. And not one of those fucking cuck motherfuckers ever came through. Not one of them. And he was going down the list and reading the comments and saying, well, we couldn't do it. All these companies, they raise the money, they take the money, then they can't do it. And all the people that invested, they're kind of stuck with, with nothing. And it's perfectly legal to do that, apparently. You can just say you're going to do something and not do it and then not give the money back, So, but don't believe me, man. Go to Kickstarter, type in, satellite or space or something, man. You'll find a bunch of those motherfuckers in there. And sure as shit, man, none of them ever came through with nothing. So, just another cuck show, man. I had this idea years ago, man, when I first got into Flat Earth, is that, I wanted to do a Kickstarter and raise a bunch of money and create a giant billboard in space that the entire world could see. This was the idea. I mean, I knew space was fake and everything, but I just wanted to sell the idea. Go out and pitch it and say, man, imagine having an electronic billboard in space flying over everybody every night. And you could put Coca-Cola on there or Budweiser or Pepsi, or you could sell advertising, right? You could sell some very expensive advertising because the entire world's going to see it, man. And I thought, man, what a cool idea, and I started pitching it to a few people, and I got a little bit of, well, if you can do that, man, it might be illegal. I'm like, oh, yeah, well, just leave the illegal shit out of it for now. Can we do it? Is it possible? Can we do it? Yeah, of course we can, man, But it's probably not legal. I kept getting that, everybody I was pitching the idea. It's not legal. You can't do it. And I knew it wasn't going to get done anyway, but just thought it was a fun exercise and saying, man, I want to do this thing. I want to build a bunch of LED lights. They're light, we could put about, a couple million of them together and spread them out up there and, change the advertising every night, Nike or whatever, could have been. I could sell, it would be so expensive to, and they would buy it. Pepsi would buy an ad and Coca-Cola would buy an ad, we'd just be raking in the money, man. Just raking it in every night. It's just, I pitched my brother on it and he goes, he's a lawyer, I don't know if that's legal, man, if you can do that, And I did a little more research. Apparently, there's some kind of rule against putting advertisements like that in the atmosphere or something. I don't know, but just thought it would be cool idea, bro. Just for fun. I'm sure the fucking Globies would buy in if I started a Kickstarter, man. It's like, we got this. We're going to sell advertising in space. Check it out. Over your head every night. They do it on the Goodyear blimp, man, right? Yeah, they do. Anyway, just funny idea, man. Kind of kicked it around for a few months, just playing around with it. But anyway, probably should have stuck with it, but I got distracted. Well, there's absolutely nothing going on with NASA right now. Nothing. Maybe Jax has got something going on. Jackson. Yeah, there you go. They still want to put miners on the moon. I want to go up there and mine some moon. I don't know what the hell they're going to do with it, but Ugandan built a satellite, man. Yeah, nice. Excellent. No. Don't do it. Fuck off. Okay. Oh, they put the satellite up on the ISS and they're just going to throw it out the window. And that's going to launch it out the window. The Ugandan satellite. Yeah, they're going to chuck it outside. That's cool. All right, let's try SpaceX, I guess, maybe, huh? What are they up to? What's SpaceX up to, man? What is SpaceX up to? SpaceX up to? What are they up to? No. Oh, what the hell is this? Huh. It's a space jellyfish, man. That's interesting. Interesting engineering. That's interesting.